GRG podcast, where we talk about the latest in gaming news, hot topics, and more.
Let's go!
With guests Lady Infamous, Delilah HD, 108 Dragons TV, Triple Cup Chuck, Live Wires Gaming, Blood Knuckles, 100, Kaleidoscope, and your host, K Mega 405. The GRG podcast
starts right now.
We're doing it live. What's up? What's happening? We're doing it live. Episode 100, baby. Man, it feels good, man. Been doing this 2 years and about not even a month yet, man. And it's amazing to be at this point to still do this podcast. I had no idea how this was going to work. I knew I had a vision. I remember I went to Xbox and saying, hey, look, man, I think I want to try to do this, do a little, kind of be like a spinoff of Next, you know, do my own version of gameplay. And then I went off and did it off of Discord and got to give my boy Armor, I can't think of his last name, Sentinel. Sentry. Man, he helped me with Discord because Discord was the most insane thing to work with. But it just couldn't get that audio popping. And then, of course, things just didn't sound the way that it was supposed to sound. So I had to scrap it and come back. And we did it the old-fashioned way. But I never was satisfied. I always wanted to get it back to the way that it was, just make it better. And, you know, we did it, finally did it beginning of this year, actually, I think. It was the beginning of this year or the end of last year. But regardless, we're here and we're still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Few of the people when we started with isn't here, but the rest of the family is here, and of course those people are still got much love for them, and well, for most of them. But the rest, we move on. The rest is history. Let's get to it, man. I'm excited. We got two special guests tonight. Bloody live. They'll be coming in a little bit later. Bloody said that he was going to be caught up in the weather because it's been raining out here like crazy out here in the in the Southwest out here, well, Southeast, Mid-South, whatever you want to call it, out here in Texas and Oklahoma, have been raining like crazy. And he said that he was blind. He couldn't see because his mascara was running. So, you know, so when Bloody get here, we'll go ahead and we'll make sure that he's all right if he ain't had a James Harden moment. And make sure that he's got all the mascara out. So let's get to our special guest, man. This guy is not no stranger to GRG, man, and we're so happy to have him on. What's going on with you, So Shady? What's happening, brother? Yes. And then, of course, this guy, he's new. He's not new to the scene. We've been gaming. We were starting off on Battlefield, and now he's doing his own thing. He's got a podcast with MMK. Well, I call him Mosque, but I mean he's got different names and stuff that I see him pop up with. But it's Mosque, and they do it. What is the Daily Dosage? Is that the podcast that y'all do? Oh, that's his single thing? Okay. Okay, cool. And this is his first time coming on GRG. Hopefully it's not the last. But, man, go ahead, man. Tell everybody about yourself, man. It's your first time here. Glad you could come on to the 100th episode, man. And represent, man. Represent your crew. Represent your team, man. Oh, hold on. Can they hear him now? Yeah, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. All right, check out right now.
How about now, guys? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Knight just said no, can't hear the guest.
Nope. but it sounds like nothing's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
But you need
Oh,
to-
wait. Sounds like it might be
Technically,
popping there. I know the chat's delayed,
Technical
so we got a few seconds to wait. But
information now.
They say yeah. They say yeah.
Huh?
They can hear us now. It looks like.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that was weird.
Wait, FC, you want
That's
to
Google. That's
your
Google. Huh?
gameplay?
That
How the
was
hell
yeah,
did
that
you
was
do
Google because I haven't changed anything on my end, and then next thing you know, it just.
That's what I be telling you.
I can't wait for Stadia. You know what I'm saying?
All
All right, well let's do the
Yeah.
introductions again. So Shady, man, sorry about that. Go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you at. All of that, we'll do that early right now with you guys because sometimes GRG can go extra long. I promise I'm not going to do a lot of talking or have a drunk rant. Not tonight. We got a deep panel, so go ahead, Shady, where everybody can find you at, and man, what's going on? Thank you for coming on.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you so much for having me. 100th episode of GRG. That's fantastic, man. Congratulations. I've been listening for damn near that entire 2 years myself. I love it. You guys make me laugh all the time. You have a really good crew here, and I enjoy coming onto the show. I'm so shady on Twitter. I'm at the Sesh Empire. That is in one word, man. But I'm excited to get into these topics. You got a couple of awesome ones going. You don't want to rant yourself. Well, cue up that organ, man. Get the chorus or the choir ready, man. I'm sure there'll be ranting someone going down. I was doing it this morning on the 50th episode of Breakfast with Boom, and I can feel a couple more coming out tonight. But let's do it.
No doubt. And then also, again, reintroducing my man FC Violet, man. What's going on? What's happening with you, man? First time on the show. Welcome. Where everybody can find you at, and man, represent your crew.
Roger that. First of all, I want to say, man, thank you for getting me on the show. I've been watching you guys and following you, K Mega, for years now. And it being the 100th episode, man, that's a special honor for me, man. I appreciate that. And shout out the chat real quick, man. Hit that like button before we get it started. But anyway, I'm FC Violent. You can catch me on Mondays. I have my own podcast called Vitamin G Gaming. It's 7 p.m. Eastern. And I also do weekly videos. I just dropped a video for Initiative, man. And Initiative devs actually
They
liked it,
that.
and they started watching. I was like, oh, that's
dope. That
shit is dope, man. Like they actually watch it. So just definitely check it out on my channel. You can find me FC Space Violent. You know what I mean? I'm just like I always say, man. I'm a gamer that happens to YouTube, man. That's all it is.
I think
so anyway,
really
I can't wait to get it started.
Yeah, I think that's really all of us at the end of the day, man. I mean, a lot of us that's how we just get in here. We always talk about gaming amongst probably ourselves or with.
I mean, yeah, you got videos though. You know what I mean? You got proof.
well, yeah. But I mean, look, your video was dope. I thought that was great. You and Lemon have some of the best videos when it comes to creativity for being small channels, man, that I've seen, and I got to give big props to y'all, man. Y'all do a damn good job, man. So
appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
appreciate
no doubt.
it.
And speaking of, Lemetheus from the Zeus. What's up with you? What's up with you, man? Hey, man, you here,
Got
man?
my Ric Flair, baby. 100 episode. Everybody share this mother sucker. You already know how we do. We ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Congratulations to my big little brother. Let's get it. Great topics, great panel. Welcome guests. Let's go.
Let's get it. And then also to keep us hype at all times, Triple Cup Chuck, what's up with you, bruh?
Man, I'm all the way up, all the way, man. I've been sitting back here chilling, listening to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It just absorbing all this energy that we finna bring tonight on the 100th episode. And I remember K Mega on the first episode. It was so many. I think you started late. I think that you had some technical difficulties.
Oh yes, I did.
On the first episode, your very first episode of GRG. I mean, since this is the 100th episode, I just wanted to just remember that when you first started, it was a struggle. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's been here from day one and all the people that have been rocking out from day one, you know what I'm saying? I just like to see, like, you know what I'm saying, the whole conquest of you came from that to, you know what I'm saying, actually being a person that actually know what you're doing, even though you had some technical difficulties on the 100th episode. It's the same as the first episode.
I know.
Shit happens.
Ironic.
Yeah, I know.
Ironic. But we fixed it because we couldn't fix it the first episode. That shit couldn't work, Jack. That was great. But you know what? Hey, it's fantastic, man. And Chuck, you've been there since the very beginning, bruh, and it's been fantastic, man. It's been fantastic. And then we're going on to our Rookie of the Year. What's going on with you, Cyrus? What's up with you? Operations?
What's up, y'all? I've been chilling, man. Just got done taking finals, so I'm just bro, I'm mentally drained right now. So I'm just chilling, just decompressing for all that shit. But yeah, I've been good, man. Just playing Division 2. I've been playing that for the past week. And I'm just stoked, bro. I'm just happy to get all this shit done. Happy to be here, bro. 100th episode, bro. It's been a long grind for you, man. I'm glad you made it this far, man. You gonna still keep going, bro. So it's gonna be a good night, man. Got a lot of good topics, bro. A lot of shit's been happening over the week too, so we gonna get to it later on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. But appreciate it, and glad you're part of the family, man. I mean, your intellect is top notch, man. I mean, and especially
I try.
And you handle your business. I mean, we was in the DMs with, well, I don't know if you still in there, but I was. I got booted out. Oh, you gone? Yeah, I got booted out, but we was in there with some of the tyrants of.
I'm in there.
Oh, you in there? You in there, FC?
Oh, of course, you know I am. I don't back down for nothing.
Oh, okay, yeah, man, and I guess you know things didn't happen. I got booted. I went to Gary just to get in there, and then I got the boot. But operations holds its own in there, man, and it was all good. So man, I had to have him on the show, man, and have him represent. So good
Appreciate
deal.
It, man.
And then one of the guys from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And good for him to still be around, man. My main man, Intro Media Gaming in the house, 100, man. He is actually turning a new leaf. I watched the video, man. You over here sounding like little K Meg over there, man. Talking about peace. What's going on? Uh-oh.
99 pesos is down.
99 pesos is down. You know what? Every episode, there's always somebody that's not on the mic. How you not on the mic when it's introductions? You know what I mean?
We gotta
my bad. I muted myself. My bad. I muted myself. My bad. Pay the bills. My bad.
Oh man, pay the bills.
Shout out to my man Six Slayer, the original 108 member. Congratulations on your 100th episode. Let's go.
All right, 100. All right, back to you, man.
Yeah, man. Apologize. It's 100 episodes. Y'all don't know. I wasn't on all the episodes. I was supposed to sit back. I was being the producer. And there's been a lot of nights that me and K Mega did cuss each other out that y'all don't know nothing about.
Well, I think they know now.
But hey, y'all don't understand how we try, because I want the best for everybody. So hey, we on. He's here. GRG is still here. They ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's a good accomplishment. I don't count my episodes, but they count his, and this is a great accomplishment. He ain't went nowhere. You know, pieces move around like a chessboard, but hey, he's still running the game. It's Friday night. Let's go. Turn the Dos Equis up and let's go.
That's right. I'm on that Tito's.
I'm on that Dot Juice. I'm on a cheap liquor budget tonight.
Yeah. I mean, shit. We got to
buying them $2,500 cameras.
Hey, man, we got to get ready for E3. Man, everything cheap, man. Everything cheap.
This guy just put my financials on the market. You're going to get me robbed.
Disrespectful. Anyway.
Yo, real quick, Bloody just sent the DM. He might be in and out because the storm got real bad where he is right now. So knocked out his power twice, so he might be in and out.
Okay.
Get on his phone.
Yeah, okay.
In the podcast.
Tell him get on his phone. Doesn't matter. All right, cool. It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get on to it, man. Start off with the topic, first topic of the night. And since we weren't on last week, I do want to touch bases within two games that came out last week. One was Days Gone. The other was Mortal Kombat 11. So let's start off with Mortal Kombat 11. And it had a little bit of controversy in regards to the grind. So I'm calling it Grindgate. Do everybody on the panel have the game? I want to start off with, I guess, we're going to go to UFC. If you have it, what do you think about it? And what do you think about this whole situation with the grinding and all of that? Do you find that to be a little bit of, gamers being crybabies again? Or is it a legitimate reason for people to be concerned about what will happen with MK11?
Well, I do not have MK11, but I am a little bit familiar with what's going on with that. So it's twofold, right? Back like last gen or even 2 gens ago, in order to unlock things in cosmetics, you had to play the game. Like that's in order to unlock stages, characters, you actually had to play the game and grind to get it. Now there's a fine line between doing it like that normally and having it to the point where it's almost impossible to get said gear if the threshold is like, I don't know, a crazy amount of hours, kind of like how Star Wars Battlefront 2 did it. You know, you remember how like in order to unlock all that stuff would take you months, and if you were to pay it, it would take you like a couple $1,000s. So I mean, for me, I guess it's twofold. It depends on how much time it actually takes to unlock it. But if it's something like crazy, like a couple months, then I can see why people are complaining. But for me personally, I would just grind.
Yeah, I mean, the grind is serious. I personally started it off, and I got to a level 24 before I stopped and jumped on this quest to try to beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And so to me, it is grindy. It's like almost intentionally grindy, like Destiny and all, in Division and all that, for to be included in a fighter. And I, as me personally, I found a little bit of concern of it, but not to the degree I think where a lot of people are talking. But hey, I don't know. So Shady, what is your thoughts about it? Did you get MK11, and what do you think about the whole situation with the grinding?
I do have the game. I haven't dove into it hardcore yet. I really went through all of the tutorials that were available, and some of those were some frustrating shit that made my wrists ache in frustration. But I pulled it off, which felt nice. And then I did all the little mini tutorials for each character. It took about an hour to do every single character. And after you finish each character, you do unlock one of these skins that you can allegedly buy with money, which you can't. Right. You have to do the training to get the skin. And it's something like, what is it, 25 or 24 characters, 26 characters in the game at launch, something like that?
Yes.
There's like 16 or 18 skins per guy. A lot of those skins are actually the same skin, just a variation in color. So there's actually something like 5 skins per guy or something like that. And I mean, I think the entitlement is absolutely out of control, and the clickbaitery, if you will, because this is a fighter with that many available fighters. Most people, I can't speak for everybody. I can't even speak for most. I can speak for myself. I don't master every single fighter in every single video game that I play, every fighter. It's impossible. So I tend to pick my favorite, my main 1, 2, or 3, and then I play a few other guys here and there. But in general, I think most people pick a few fighters, and those are the guys that they play with. So how about you grind out the skins for those guys and don't worry about the fact that you don't have, Shinnok's 14th color variation on his third skin. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Not to mention you couldn't even buy them, which was a big article saying that it cost $6,500 to buy them all. And Ed Boon came right out and shut that shit down and was like, actually, you cannot even buy them. They're not for sale. You need to play. Now, the game, from what I've heard, is really, really grindy as far as unlocking the stuff that you're doing as far as gameplay-wise. But the internet exists, so when you go into the crypt, if you're looking for a certain fatality or you don't want to waste the coin you've grinded out on something that you think might be a waste, look up what's actually in the damn thing. I understand that might ruin the surprise, but I mean, we're adults here. If you value your time and you don't want to blow this stuff on something that you're never going to use, find out what's actually in the crypt before you open it and go and spend your stuff on that, so you get what you're looking for the characters that you actually play. It doesn't excuse the fact that it's grindy. I have heard that they're going to address that either by giving everybody that bought the game a lot of material, a lot of money, a lot of the hearts you need, stuff like that, or just lowering the grind in general. I'm not sure. It doesn't bother me personally. It's just cosmetic stuff. I don't need everything in a game, especially the day that I pick it up. I think it's gotten out of hand in the community and especially the media. They're picking up that ball and running with it hard on the fact that, hey, this game has too much stuff and I don't have it all right now. And at the same time, games like Witcher 3 are applauded because they take hundreds and hundreds of hours just to make it through one playthrough. And there's no chance. Yeah, and there's no chance you're seeing it all or acquiring it all in that game. And nor should you. No video game is meant to be 100% collectathon when they're these big, giant looter shooters, anything really, unless it's a small kind of platform game like collect all the coins in each level type of deal. You're not meant to necessarily have it all just because you bought it. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Everyone can feel differently if they wish. That's fine. I have no issues with it, man. I think the game is great, and I think it's too bad that this narrative has really overshadowed just how fantastic of a fighter this is. Yeah.
But I don't think it's just cosmetics, though. I think it actually has some power levels to like the different equipment and stuff you get from grinding.
I think that might be if you're playing like the single player stuff, but as soon as you go online, all of that equipment, I believe, is all zeroed out. So if you have awesome equipment, it doesn't matter when you're playing versus. Everyone is on a level playing field, and it just goes to a cosmetic level again. So I'm not too sure about that, to be honest. I don't think that's how it works. It might. Like I said, I've really just done all the training in the game myself.
Yeah.
But who here actually played it though?
I played it. I played it.
Okay, now on the game, does it have multiple currencies?
Yes, it does. Yeah, there's like soul stones, coins, and hearts.
It's for like if you want to go play a certain tower.
Right.
You might have to have a heart. Certain chests, you might have to have a heart, or you might have to have this other thing. What happened to me was I didn't pick it up until I think Sunday night. And I picked up and played it. So when I got it, it gave me 200. I had 200 coins already. And then the other day I come home, they gave me 500,000. So I'm working around with 700,000 to go run in the crypt.
So that update, update came through. Yeah, because
it came through, and it's randomized. So then, what the crypt is randomized. It's certain stuff. Yeah, it's like the stuff that you may have to hit with a hammer and then use your heart or something. But the rest of the stuff is randomized. So it's like you playing a slot machine.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Yeah, no, it is. They have changed it up, so it is a little bit. They changed it up. They made it to where the towers aren't as chaotic, to where they weren't as chaotic as they were, because there was some that was just absolutely insane. It took me about maybe an hour and a half to complete. Like if you had like maybe a 20 or 25 tower, a 25 character tower that you had to beat. Like it was insane because the computer would just throw everything at you, and that's where where you need the orbs and stuff in order for you to fight to get the towers, to get the collectibles for your outfits and stuff like that. But when you play online, it's not where somebody else has a different advantage because they have a better suit or something like that. It's just when you're going against another player, it's basically to go online and play those towers where you're going against them. So I don't know. I see that Livewire's in the building and Bloody Knuckles is in the house. So what's going on with you, man? Briefly, say what's going on. Say what's up, man. 100th episode, Livewire. What's going on, man?
Oh yeah, man. Doing big things. Yeah, man. It was a struggle to get in here. My computer was doing an update for some reason.
I'm glad everybody else's does the update and not mine anymore. Woo!
What now?
Yeah, just shut that ass up. How's that mascara? Are you all right? I mean, did you run a little bit too much or whatever?
Oh well, it would run if I was wearing mascara, but it's not. It's eyeliner, boy.
Oh,
eyeliner. Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck?
Right.
Know the difference.
One
goes on your eyes, one goes on your fucking lashes.
Bloody. When you said that, I was thinking of the Prince in the fucking Revolution. You just came to the mic with your blouse on and
this
shit.
This is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't care.
Yo, he gonna come to E3.
I'll fucking come at you like pride, bro. I don't care. I'll rock a blouse. I'll still kick your ass.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. See, we're going left. All right.
My bad.
We good.
Let's not start that blood behind being ass and fucking romper.
Do you want to challenge the revolution?
No. Hang on. No. Salty. It's worse to call it guyliner. Just call it eyeliner. Call it what it is.
Guyliner.
I ain't about that bullshit. It's not making it any better. It sounds worse. Just call it what it is.
Okay. Well, anyway, you know what? That's why Baby Bot is our main dude, man. He's the youngster of the team, and you know what? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man.
In Bloody's defense, the fastest growing makeup line in the world is men's makeup. I'm just saying.
Why do you know that?
Yeah, why would you know that?
I've seen stats. I have the internet. It came
what
across.
What are you looking up that come across your computer?
I mean, to be fair, it's actually been talked about
maybe
because a lot of famous.
Maybe Canadians is into that. Man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's not that started. Maybe that's in the trend.
It's a new way.
Why not? Why not? If it's okay, if Prince can do it, everyone else will be able to do it.
If who can do it?
I said if Prince was able to do it, then why not everyone else?
Prince category full?
Yeah, nobody.
The man was androgynous as hell. You shut the hell up.
Drinking the water from the Mediterranean.
You ain't singing no songs. You ain't no songwriter.
You ain't no guitarist.
Yeah,
I can't wait to E3.
I actually did play guitar. All right.
Hang
on. We're going left.
Okay.
We're going
Yeah,
left.
that's all right. Hey, y'all gonna see at E3? Y'all
So
gonna
the
see me
computer
just
blue.
get him a roll. Ooh,
I know
shut
one
up,
thing. I know one thing. If you come to E3 with ass out jeans and heels,
Oh,
I
hell
don't
no.
know you.
Hey,
Lord.
yo,
Where did that
we're
come
not
from?
we're not
Hey,
talking about.
don't get Duncan
Why,
like a
why
Minnetonka.
do
You know
y'all
what I'm
gotta
saying?
go to the
That's
extreme?
the-
Why are you
that's the
talking
later
about
than
assless
Minnetonka.
chaps? All right.
All right, okay.
This ain't no
Here's my Red
YMCA
Dead
fucking
cosplay,
shit.
boy.
100
shit.
episode. What's good?
You
Yeah,
said
right.
you said you like Prince. He wear ass out jeans and heels.
Again, how's
The
it got out of
heels.
control? All
Hey,
right,
yo,
The
yo,
heels
yo,
are
yo.
fine.
Sorry.
let's
I'm
Prince,
sorry.
Prince get women though. Don't get it twisted. Don't
Yeah,
get it twisted.
let's get it.
I'm a
And
Prince
so do
fan.
I.
Let's get it.
I'm not a bloody Prince fan.
Let's get it back. Let's get it back. Let's pull it back in,
Wow.
gentlemen.
Now,
Let's
He's
back
pull
over
to
it
here
back
treating
in.
me like Boy George.
Yeah, hey, I like boy George.
Come a chameleon.
The mama part,
It comes and goes.
Hey,
It comes
Old
and
ass motherfuckers,
Bro, that was
What
jam.
the hell?
That's the jam. Hey, man, boy George
Uh,
jamming. Anyway, we get that. Let's reel it back in, gentlemen. Let's reel it back in. God, this is when we do. This is when I miss the ladies because
I ain't even take a shot yet, man. Hold on.
I know you don't need to.
I had to start
No,
drinking.
it's all
Getting
natural.
in here, man.
All natural, baby.
Dogs is wild.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
GRG is the shot.
It
technically
is
it's-
a shot. Okay.
You
we-
said the other night it was gonna go left, so hey.
Yo,
Who said
Hey,
that? Who
the
said that?
100
You said the other night was in the party.
Hey, you got to go 100 for the 100th episode.
Oh shit! Because you've been
no.
99
It's gonna be
pesos here
Jeopardy.
lately.
Wait, but he's been 99 cents. Can we let him go 100?
All right, hey, okay. Other Zink
damn.
said he says in Delilah's voice, back on track. Let's get it. All right.
okay, back on track.
Bloody,
Let's go.
Bloody
Let's go.
Knuckles,
Let's
what's
go.
going on, man? Introduce yourself, man. Thank you for being here, part of the GRG family. We on our 100th episode, and also, what is your thoughts about the Mortal Kombat? Do you have MK11?
So first off, great to be back. Great here to be a part of episode 100. I came in, only a year ago, so just a little bit after episode 50. But it's great to be here with everyone else. I love what we've come to build here and the group dynamic that we have going on. I agree, we miss the ladies and all that kind of good stuff, but it's going good. Gaming, hardcore, all the stuff. Now onto the MK stuff. I do not have MK11. However, I have been playing it because a couple people bring it to work and we all play it there. I've seen the stuff about what's in the crypt, all the different currencies, and seen the kind of grind. It's honestly, I don't see it any different than kind of any other games as a service as it is. I don't see it as any different than any other looter shooter. I don't know why there's a complaint about a grind in a fighting game because, like, I believe it was Shady brought up earlier, is that, in most fighting games back in the day, you had to play the game and beat certain parts and play certain modes to unlock certain characters to be able to use them yourself. Now it's all given to you out the gate, but you still have to, work to get these different items that, yes, have these powers that make use in those other modes, as well as be able to allow you to change your fighting style with those characters. But you have all those characters out the gate. I was like, what is there an issue with? It's the same people who
What's that? Hey,
about-
say bloody. If
What?
you know all that, how you got Reptar on Mortal Kombat 1? How you fought against Reptar? What you had to do back then?
It was where you had to be like on the pit stage fatality and wait for the toasty guy to
when
pop
he
up
said
and then you
Reptar, I was
uppercut
like,
him
what the
down,
hell
then
are
you
you
go
talking
down
about?
into the
This
pit and you
ain't
fight
no Rugrats
Reptile.
bullshit.
That was the only way to see him.
Yeah,
I was like, this
Reptile.
Rugrats Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
talking about
saying.
Reptile, yeah.
When he said reptile, I was like, wait, what? And I realized he was saying reptile. Yeah, it was you had to do something on the pit stage, and do
Right, and you actually had to, and it actually was a challenge for you to do to actually get that. And everybody didn't know that. Everybody didn't get that, right?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, not everyone did, but I do remember that. It was the same with about what caused the issue about people who thought Noob Saibot was a thing, but it was really just an in-game holder model, whatever, when they were first testing out all the different character skins of Scorpion and Sub-Zero and all
He
that.
was never an original character. The fans made him a character because they kept thinking it was a character, so they made him a character.
That's right.
And
It's
then
actually John Tobias and Ed Boone's last names backwards. And those are
Yep.
the two devs of Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Created.
Yep.
It's a dope character, though.
Yep, it is a dope character now, but before the only characters that were around that were actually part of it was Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile came later, and then after that they introduced Smoke, which was just another palette swap. Which
Yep.
was
I mean,
easy.
Reptar was too. Reptar was like
Yeah, that's what I said.
blend
I
of
said the
Scorpion.
original 3 was Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Reptile, and then Smoke got added, and then
No, Reptile was not the original 3.
Right.
Yeah, you can only fight against him in the first one. That's it.
Yeah, but he was those were the ones that originally existed. It wasn't too much.
No. Hold on now.
We about to have fight.
No.
Fight.
Anyways, hang on. We're going off. I'm losing my track of things. I was like, that's not where we're starting.
Oh, you don't want to be corrected, Captain Correcto?
No. The J is every time.
No, but Reptile was just a combination of Scorpion and Sub-Zero. That was a palette blend. He was never a real
they were
character.
most of those characters
it
were
was just
palette
Scorpion and
swaps.
Sub-Zero. Reptile was never one either.
But I'm saying that he existed in the beginning, but he was hidden. But yes, he was just a combination of the two, but he was a palette swap. I'm saying, and then come Mortal Kombat 2, they introduced Smoke, who was another palette swap.
Right.
And then after that was the belief of who is it? Not Rain.
Ermac.
Yeah, Ermac.
And Rain.
Ermac was Rain was
Rain.
another one, but Ermac was literally just
Jade was in 3
error
too, wasn't
machine.
she?
Yeah,
Jade,
Ermac
Jade.
was a code. Was a code. That's what happened to it, but he just literally popped up by accident. He didn't have a name. He was literally stood for error machine.
I just really loved how Ed Boon stood up to these media in this article that made it sound like the microtransactions were obscene, and he was just like, no, it's not like that at all. Actually, like I think more devs need to start doing that.
Yeah, him
but he had to because you know that'll destroy your game nowadays.
Absolutely, I think more devs need to follow suit. Like in today's world, these video game companies need the established media less and less, and the established media is not on their side. Man, they will burn the video game industry down around them if they think there's a dollar in it.
Get a headline.
So,
it's been bad lately.
But you know what? A lot of devs can't go and say nothing because they do be doing it. Yeah. That's why they can't stand up.
Well, I think we'll talk about a little something here a little bit later, and I'll go to operations about it. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to operations right now about MK11. Do you have it? What do you think about the whole situation? I mean, do you think that the media has been a little bit unfair to them?
Oh, as far as MK11, I don't have it yet.
Okay, all right. Well, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
But as far as the situation surrounding right now, I think there's a weird pattern. Oh, wait, go ahead.
No,
okay,
go ahead. My bad.
There's a weird pattern with these. There's a weird pattern with these games right now. It's like if it's an online multiplayer component, it might or might not have microtransactions in it. People automatically assume the grind has been pretty much compromised by microtransactions, if they're there or not. The same thing happened with this game. I think Battlefront 2, but I'm not sure about that game as well. Shadow War, I'm not sure of that as well. And there's another game before it, Halo 5, that got it really bad. For some reason, like people because as far as I can tell, nobody has ever had concrete evidence that microtransactions negatively influence the grind of a game. Because like every time a game like this comes around, some person on Reddit, some random person, makes some bullshit statistics about, let's say this took like a couple weeks, a month to get all the items unlocked in the game. Everybody just runs with it. No one tries to fact check, nothing like that.
Yeah. That's right. So Assassin's Creed is being blasted for having a boost for sale. And if you just play the game and do the missions that are available on the side, you have no problem. Like, and my character in that game is so overpowered for where I am because of the amount of gameplay that I actually played. Like, I enjoy the game. I'm not jumping from main mission to main mission to main mission to main mission like some speedrunner. So there's no issue there, but because they sell a boost, everyone instantly assumes that they've somehow nerfed your progress, and without that boost, it's going to be an endless grind, and it's so far from the truth in most titles. Like it's
that
not
doesn't make sense,
though.
That don't
see headwind right now.
Yeah, it's a single player game though.
It is a single player game, and it's gotten to the
but it has
point where
it's a game that surface as well. That's what it's attacked.
And that's what's unfortunate about this is that people and Op made a good point is that people just run with whatever random bullshit that they're told. They don't check it or anything.
Yep. They
look
don't do
at what
homework.
happened. Look at what happened with Shadow of War, right? With Lord of the Rings Shadow of War. Literally the only microtransactions for those who didn't want to take the time to do the damn Nemesis system and hunt after the captains that they wanted from the orcs, that you can literally do use in-game credits. There wasn't much use that you could actually pay for. You could use a lot of the in-game credits and stuff to actually get a random boost of weapons as well as runes, as well as also captains from the orcs. However, if you just played the damn game, you can easily get whatever you wanted if you just took the time. And honestly, by the end of the game, you really didn't need all these crazy captains. I was like, yes, they helped out when you did the sieges on the fortresses, but you did not need them significantly. And they did it again with Forza 7 as well.
What wasn't a good look though with Shadow of War is when they actually pulled out those microtransactions and the boosts that were for sale. Like they took them right out of the game. They also lengthened the quote unquote grind at the very end in order to get all of your big Nemesis system orcs to go and take on what you had to get the true ending. So they did lower the time it took to get to that ending right after taking away those microtransactions, which sort of is a bad look. Almost like they did purposely make that ending a little bit stretched in the hopes that some people would spend, even $5. Like $5 times a million people that just don't want to do it anymore. That's $5 million. So it was a bad look when they did when they shortened that part of the game at the exact same time that they took away the microtransactions. Sort of like that game might have been guilty over what people fear.
And then
that's probably the only concrete evidence we have of that happening then.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, is Mortal Kombat? Do you guys think that Mortal Kombat is in that criteria?
No, I don't think it's really looked at. It's unfairly critiqued on that.
Did anyone complain about it in Tekken 7 with all the cosmetics and the different items that you could actually put on your character that you had to play all the damn modes for and actually save up, and that shit was more expensive than what's
that's just grinded. I mean, look,
but that's what I'm saying is that it was still in there.
No, that's just grinded.
Hold on. Let me say something.
Go ahead, 108.
It's like I'm a Mortal Kombat guy. To see how many hours it's gonna take to get all that stuff, it's kind of excessive. You can't. Op said earlier that Halo was ridiculed for that, but Halo was not ridiculed.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yes, it
Let me
was.
finish.
YouTube,
Let me finish.
All right, go ahead, man.
First of all the content in Halo was free. Everything except for cosmetics. The same thing as Overwatch. Halo was ridiculed not for multiplayer, but for single player. Let's just get that on the window. You wanted to buy all those costumes and different cosmetics and 5 billion colors. That's an option. It didn't make your skill get better. It didn't make you a better player. It didn't give you no advantages. You didn't have no special weapons. Same thing in Overwatch. Overwatch is a game of cosmetics. You choose to buy all those costumes, or you can grind and play. Mortal Kombat, on the other hand, it's the same situation. You can buy some things, you can grind some things. But I think as a Mortal Kombat player, I don't need 50 variations of colors of Raiden. I don't need that. But but they're overboard with this one. This one, I'm not complaining because I don't pay to win in no game. But I look at what they're talking about, but then I look at the hours you got to put in. You could take your Witcher time and times it times 3, K-Mega, and you still won't unlock everything.
No, that's true. Like, the time is too long to get it all.
That's what bothers me. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're not doing microtransactions like Star Wars, and then which they changed it before Star Wars hit the market, and they still bashed the goddamn game.
Oh yeah, yep.
They still bashed it. So it don't matter if the developer say, "Yo, we're gonna have microtransactions for this, that, and the third." Oh, no more pay to win. We're gonna unlock all the special characters, but you're gonna have to grind to get the abilities, these cards. Oh no, I don't want to do that. But you don't want to pay for it, and you don't want to grind for it. I think Mortal Kombat's grind is just too much.
Yeah,
it's just too much.
No, it's a grind.
Because it's ridiculous.
Does anyone upset that
nobody got
IGN
1,000 hours to put in the game?
Well,
go
ahead.
Is anyone pissed off that IGN gave this game a 9, which is an insanely high score? That is like a crazy recommendation of a title.
Yeah.
And so the review is a 9, and then 2 days later they're running with this narrative and this article about, oh my God, the grind, the runaway screaming, cause a stink.
You know what?
Don't you think they should have brought that up in the review, or would have known already?
First of all, IGN don't have an original bone in their body. They're the clickbait queens of the industry.
Oh yeah.
If they see somebody say, "Oh, Godzilla movie is corny," they could come out and say they reviewed it great. But as soon as the masses or
they did that already,
they'll just follow suit. That's what they do. IGN is not a good example for anything.
No, they're terrible. Like,
they're terrible.
Less and less every week. I can't stand them.
Are some of our so-called homies we rock with on YouTube.
I know what you're about to go with that.
Same shit. Oh, I don't want to
Yeah.
curse. Same
Yeah, but-
situation.
Okay.
Same
All right,
situation.
all right, let's reel it back in before we start going left.
Well,
No, it's not going left. It's just saying
Real-
we talking about this, the microtransactions and the ridicule that it's getting. Sometimes it's just overboard. Mortal
Okay.
Kombat does not deserve the hate.
Yeah,
real quick, Megan.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So real quick, just to back up your point, they did that. IGN did that with Apex Legends. They were saying it was average, and then everyone's on, and they're like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever." So they got caught multiple times that. But for the Mortal Kombat thing, like I said earlier, there's a fine line between grinding and earning it, like we normally do as gamers,
Right.
and then having to work like be unemployed to be able to get the stuff you want.
Right.
And the reason why Mortal Kombat is getting ridiculed is because they're doing, you know how there's games that are free to play, which if you have a free to play game, you know there's going to be grind because it's the only way to either compensate the game from by buying the microtransactions. So with MK11, it being a $60 game, they're merging the game between a full game and a free to play game, which free to play game means you have to grind, and in order to like even get what you want, you have to pay for that. So my issue is, and I think a lot of other people's issue is that they kind of don't know where to be, and they're kind of in the middle, and they should either stick to one or the other. And in this case, it seems like they're doing both, and that's what people's
was
issues
a
are.
major step back from 10, or do you think it was?
No, I absolutely don't. This is me. I see. I'll be quick about it because I still got to hear what 100 got to say about it because I know that he has the game, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know if Chuck has it either, but this is the thing for me is that the difference is that it was a smart strategy for what it was, but I do agree that there was a lot of the grind was really hard. I was off because of the rain for the couple of days from when I first got MK, and I got to a level 24. And I earned about 250, between 230 and 250,000 points, and we're talking about within like a 2-3 day span. So yeah, no, they were being really cheap with the grind. But as for me, they fixed it. They listened to the community and they fixed it.
Sure did.
And that's the one thing that I think there should be a testament. The media, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We know that they're just going to jump boat. They don't. We'll get into more about the media here when we probably get to the next topic talking about Days Gone. But I just think that like listening to the media now these days is almost becoming laughable for, you know, when it comes to certain things, because it's just like what 108 said. It's just that they jump. They gave the game a 9. Shady was right, but then yet they have this and this, which you would think that would dock it at least 1 point. Now, I think that the game is an absolute, which is a 9. It's the best fighter that's ever been made, and I haven't even got to the story yet. I've did everything else, and I'm going to get to the story this weekend. So I already know that this game and just how it plays, everything else, I think it's the best fighter that's ever been made, in my opinion. But I don't know. 100. What is your thoughts about this, man? About MK?
Oh, it's fire. Like I said.
Okay.
I didn't grab it day one because I was still playing other stuff. So I decided, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get it. I got it. I went straight to story mode first. And I enjoyed the story. I'm not going to ruin the story for nobody, but it's a lot of twists and turns. To me, it plays. If you play it, it kind of like Killer Instinct to a certain extent. Because you need to hit some enders sometime. I like how every character don't play the same. Can the special move when you hit both of the triggers?
Oh, fatal blow.
The fatal blow. To me, that's a game changer because that makes your ass go sit there and block. You don't block like regular fighters. You got to hold that trigger, and it ain't that. Especially when you just trying to go in. I play with Jackie. Jackie, my girl. That's gonna be my ace boost coon. That's why I fit right. My second probably is gonna be Scorpion, and my third gonna probably be Sub-Zero. That I'm gonna try to master. The crypt, like I said, when I got into the crypt, I had some bread. I was getting things. I wish you can just do stuff just like Unjust. I wish they kind of made it where kind of like an Injustice too, where it had it like, okay, you had Blue Beetle. This is what you got for Blue Beetle and all that. the menu kind of that's all I got. It's gonna be a grind, but if I can grind on the division, if I can grind on Anthem, why can't I grind on this? To me, it's bringing more single player at somebody. I haven't even jumped on the multiplayer yet. Go online and play it, but I know like Mega sit there and so he said he going through the training mode. I refuse to do that.
Yeah, I'm almost 6 away from having it done. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see people that
Challenging
do
when you
it.
come to those combos.
Yeah,
Challenging.
I got the combos done. Where I'm at is I keep going. My bad.
Yeah. But I like the game is fire. Is it the best shooter best fighter all time? No.
You don't think
It's
so?
up there though.
You don't
No.
think so?
Mm-mm.
What's the best fighter for you?
Oh, best
There is
fighter.
no one best fighter.
Fighters.
Right.
It proved it's the best. It's the best that never run pulled out. Them and Midway. It's the best game they put out. Put it that way. I'm not gonna give it that because it still has like I could say, if you play Mortal Kombat and you're not a play Mortal Kombat, you can play this one.
I like this one a lot better than X, man. I like it a lot. It seems like it's more user friendly.
Yes, it is.
It brought back the fighting mechanics of MK9, and I loved MK9's fighting mechanic. So MKX was really weird to me. Like how like Lemon thought about Injustice 2. And how it just didn't feel right to him. I felt that way about MKX, and so I don't know. I love the variances. I didn't like the variances in KX. I like how now you have the options to put those variants on that character. That's why I say more fighters should implement those things into their game. Take notes, because I think to make a fighter to have longevity is to have as much on that person, on that character that you can get. Just like you said, 100 Killer Instinct. When you can get all those outfits, and you can get these special abilities, and you can add these things on there, it just gives the game more weight than it's just I gotta fight the game online on multiplayer all the time in order to get some kind of satisfaction. I don't know.
But we play these games to unlock the stuff because it feels like you're being rewarded for your time put in the game. That's what it ends up being.
With the grind being long,
like
it's too long.
It looked like it's K-Mega's gameplay. All right, go ahead.
But with the grind being the way it is, it does make it that when you come across your friends or other fighters that do have some of this rare loot or different skins, it makes it almost kind of special. Everyone doesn't have it because it isn't easy to get. So I do kind of enjoy it that way.
Like a game like Destiny. Destiny's like that.
Yeah, kind of the
they
same
got
deal.
Stuff
And even
in Halo the same way.
And Grand Theft Auto Online,
shooters,
that was my favorite part, was the fact that the grind was big for the money and your cars were expensive. So when you came rolling up in that Lambo on like Chrome 20,
you put some time in to get it.
Your buddies were like, they loved it. They wanted to drive it. But then everyone broke the game and started money hacking, and everyone had everything. So it just didn't mean anything anymore. But there's something to be said about there being a grind for things, because it makes, when you get it, feel good, and it makes other people recognize that you have it. Like there's some bonuses.
But it also has to. There also has to be the equivalence of the time invested has enough of a payoff of what you're grinding for. That's what killed the GTA Online grind, because of the fact that there were people who literally broke down the only profitable ways to make any money, and even then, when I think the highest payout was $2 million an hour. And he had to sit there, have 5 to 6 different businesses going on, and do one specific mission over and over again to get that money while everything else is running in the background. And that still paled in comparison of the cost of every item that they added into the game.
A lot of stuff was expensive, but when that made it so everyone couldn't have everything, kind of like the real world, like that's people's problem with gaming, is that everyone wants everything, but if everyone doesn't have everything, it makes all the randomized stuff actually pretty cool when you come across it. It's good and bad.
I agree with you, but the thing is, it's some of those items were the things that that people would pay to get the money for, because of the fact that, you know, when you look at what kind of money that you had to throw for the GT Online for the microtransactions.
Oh yeah, you want like the flying DeLorean, and you're not
they
paying
made
$8
you
mil.
want to spend that $100 for that 10 million or however
They
much
do.
it was.
Yeah, they did.
They forced it because they would continuously nerf. Whenever a new update came out, they nerfed the money that you made from the previous expansion stuff. So it killed the time investment that people were not wanting to put in the time, because of the fact that it did not equate or pay off well enough to put in that time or effort, because of the fact that it started to get to the point where it wasn't fun when you're mindlessly doing something that this is the only efficient way, not a fun way.
Yeah.
You call me an
hold
old
on.
school
Well, hold
gamer,
on.
but I remember
let's-
playing games just to play games, not always having to unlock something in order to play it. Like that's
Well,
not
hold on,
why
hold on.
I play my games, you know?
But didn't
Yeah.
we have this conversation on the last GRG about achievements and people playing on hard versus people playing on easy?
Yes.
That we feel it's about your accomplishments. People want to see your accomplishments. Achievements and trophies mean a lot to people. So
Well,
it's the same thing when you
we're
grind.
gonna get into that. We're gonna get into talking about achievements and stuff here a little bit later. But let's get on to the next topic, man, because we
got a lot.
Yeah,
we got a lot
tonight. So let's get
Yeah,
on to
we
the next
freaked out
topic.
that topic.
I know. I didn't think MK was gonna get that much love. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
I love it, but okay. Anyway, next topic. Days Gone. I know the game came out last week. The reviews didn't get all the love that a lot of people would have maybe suspected. But again, it's really funny to me because when I've always kept that energy saying, look, you shouldn't worry about Metacritic scores or reviews or user scores. If you really want that game, go buy it, go get it, and enjoy it. Well, it seemed to cause a tiffy because there were Xbox fans that jumped on their ass about the 71. And then, you know, I looked at it as like, you know, Xbox fans, look, there's no need to be jumping on them about that. I know that it's kind of a tit for tat, but I don't know. I just think that, look, if it is what it is, you know, whatever. I know that everybody, like PlayStation fanboys and girls out there, they get into this tangent and they want to go into every PlayStation exclusive is a godsend and it's handed and handcrafted by the Lord himself and then give it to every PlayStation owner. But obviously there was some kind of a mistake because this game had a lot of bugs and issues. So I'm going to go to you, Operations, because you've been a little quiet. What did you think about the review? Does reviews even matter at this point now? Now since the media has kind of jumped on it and just kind of gave their thoughts about it. Where's your stance? Did you ever get a chance to play it?
Have I played it yet? No. As far as reviews, do they matter right now? As of right now, no, but that can change real soon. I have a couple questions with this, especially directed towards the PlayStation fanatics who swore by review scores for the past 6 years or so. Two things. One, are you going to continue this newfound independence you have of thought and make your own decisions about games, or you going to run back to them what's convenient for y'all? So I'm pretty sure when Last of Us 2 drops, it's going to get the same critical surge that God of War did. And I'm pretty sure I'll be shit to flip-floppers going back saying the review scores matter at that point. So it's really like, oh man, this whole situation is just so fucking dumb at this point. Because people now, they want to see the fucking light that we've been saying for years to make your own opinion about these games. But we all know that can change on a dime at this point. So I'll say now they don't matter, but that can change really soon. Because right now, like Game Informer, they dropped a podcast talk about are people being too harsh about reviews. And like for like a couple of years now, like a group of people on a certain different side of the camp are saying that for years now because people grade these games too harshly, but now people want to care about them. Now people want to call this stuff into question because their darling game from their preferred console is getting trashed by everybody. It's just, and this whole situation is just sad, man. People just be adults, make your own opinions, stop being sheep. It's just sad at this point.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. What is your thoughts about it, Livewire? What do you think about Days Gone? I know that you picked it up. Did you think that the review was just, or do you think it was just out of line, just like a lot of other games out there that they've given bad scores to?
I don't think I would have scored it as low, but I think it's on par with where they kind of scored State of Decay in comparison to it. So they kind of penalized State of Decay the same way for certain bugs. So that's kind of how. they hit Days Gone. But I mean, it's little things. A bunch of little things caused them to have such a low score. I mean, that's kind of how shit in life goes. You know, it's not like necessarily big mistakes that you make, but you know, it's a bunch of little things here and there, and things get fucked up. So you got one aspect, you have a flashlight, but no damn flashlight, so the light just comes from nowhere. You have little things that PlayStation will do, like when you're driving along dirt roads and you make you try to make tight turns and things like that, where you think you're gonna make wheel marks in the dirt. You don't have nothing. The environment is static, so you can't, like, if you drive into a fence, you just stop. You can't go nowhere. You can't break through. What else? You can't drive over fences, gates. There was something else that they can't do. If you burn stuff, only NPCs get burned, not the actual building, unless it's a building that's supposed to get burned. Like if it's a nest, then the nest will show burn marks. But any other place that you just throw, Molotovs, it won't show burn marks. What else? I mean, and then you just have like the long drawn out intro. It's like, it feels like a long ass tutorial. The beginning of the game. I'm still in it. I haven't even hit. I don't think I've hit the 15-hour mark where people say it starts to get real good.
15? Okay, hold on. Wait, we got another one of those games again where it takes an X amount of hours before it actually gets good.
Yeah, well, this is the reason, because the story, you don't really get much story in the beginning. Like, you pretty much know the same amount. You get the same amount of information you've seen in the trailers, or in the little previews that you get in the first 15 hours. After that, you start to see other shit. Like, I haven't seen no bear. No, I've seen the bear, but I haven't seen zombie bears and all that stuff. Like certain zombies I haven't seen yet. I've just been fighting the same damn zombies, which all look the same. There's about 5 different types, like the way they look for right now. Like, you guys, one with a blue shirt, one with a pink shirt, another one with a red shirt, and then a couple, like a few with grays.
That variety, baby.
Yeah. So it's
like
not
World War Z on the scene. That's pretty abysmal.
Hey, I mean, we
gotta pay the bills. We gotta pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills. I see that.
Lady Infamous, the best thing on Saturday morning is Grown Women Gaming Podcast, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with El Boogie, Delilah, Sharice, and always support GRG. That's what I'm talking about. Bzz, cuz.
Yeah, so I mean, it has its issues here and there. Now, is it a terrible game? No. Is it a bad game? No. I mean, I'm enjoying it.
Is it a good game though?
It is a good game.
It's not a good game
yet, is it an all right game?
Yeah, it's an all right game. It's fun. I'll tell you this. There's fun to be had, but I will tell you that it's tedious as fuck. Like, all right, if you don't like Mad Max, and I liked Mad Max a little bit, and this is the thing that that threw me off with Mad Max. Mad Max, and it almost feels the same, but not really. The way they have their mission structure is a little bit better, where it kind of just points you in the direction you need to go, more so. Whereas Mad Max, it just feels like, well, just do what the fuck you want. And then it's just like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. Man, I just jump in this game and play it here and there. So that's where it kind of lost me with, as far as in Mad Max. But this has a little bit more structure. But it'll be like, all right, so say you got to go to these communities and do all these little shits for them. they'll be like, all right, you got to go kill these freakers. So you be like, all right, cool, I'll do that. Now you got to go do these bounties. Yeah, so you got to do a lot of little shit just to get them to unlock certain things for them at certain levels. It's just that the task that they ask you to do just becomes the same shit, just at different places. It's not as interesting as like the side missions and like the Division or something like that. Like, you know how like in the Division you got the main mission, dope. Side mission, that's pretty much, it's almost as dope, but it's not as long. This is not, you know, you might just be shooting the same dude. Sometimes you got to go back. Like there was one mission I had to shoot this area up, and then like 5 hours later they were like, "Oh, go take out these guys." They're all back in the same spot. I'm like, "What the fuck? I just killed these motherfuckers."
I've heard it's like a decent 20-hour campaign that has been padded out to be 40 hours, so it kind of feels like a drag on for some parts and for some people, but otherwise it's decently enjoyable.
Yeah,
it's a decent game, man.
Now the game looks good. Now the thing about the game is it looks good. Straight like there's nobody can tell you that it looks bad. Does it have its glitches? Sure. Can they be overlooked? Absolutely. It depends on the person though. You know, like only the user can determine how they feel their money should be spent. But you know, if you bought Mad Max. You know,
Mad Max was dope.
Yeah, if you bought Mad Max and really enjoyed that, I don't, or even Shadow of Mordor, I would think
right. It's the same format, man.
But but it does have the little issues. Is like the zombies are dumb as fuck sometimes, man.
They're supposed to be. They zombies.
Oh no. Like sometimes
World War Z zombies ain't dumb.
Nah, like all right, so
the human enemy.
No. So it be, but. There's a lot of little shit that throws it off. Like, you know, there was like, all right, so sometimes when the radio, well, sometimes, all the times, anytime the radio show comes on, you just be driving and this dude listens to the radio and then the radio station cuts off and he just starts spazzing. You be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like the radio come on and be like, yeah, we're gonna, you know, the government wanted to take away our guns, but we're not gonna have that. And all of a sudden it just stops. He's like, nah, fuck that. Nah. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck was
it's easily triggerable.
And he'll do shit like that. You be in stealth mode and he'll just start tripping. You be like, yo, is this guy schizophrenic? Like,
I just want to know where we start to have fun with games and then we, you know, have these people out here drinking cheap ass Georgie but act like they wine tested. Come on, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because come on, the game is a good game. We critiquing everything. That's what we're doing as gamers. Come on, this shit is pathetic. This is pathetic.
But this
is really pathetic. I own the game. I spent $100 and some change on this game, and I hesitated to pick up the collector's edition, listening to people when I popped the game in. Great voice acting, ill cut scenes. The story is good. The dude's chasing his wife. The zombies are horde mode. I mean, come on. They're brainless. They're chasing you, but you got that excitement. Oh, I got to get the hell up out of here. It's not like they're just walking around. Come on. When we supposed to have fun? We critiquing everything.
No, I'm with you, man. The criticism's way too much now.
Are we
He got his hat to the back. Come on, man. Stop.
If we're gonna critique the shit, look, Lemon.
Come on, man. It's the Android war bullshit more than anything else.
Lemon, if we were watching a scene in a movie and the guy had a bottle on the table and all of a sudden you turn around and the bottle's gone, motherfuckers would be tripping about that shit.
But so this game is not nothing to trip over. No, you know, I hear excuses. They made mobile games.
Lemon, guess what, motherfucker? I bought the game with my money too, so I can critique the shit how I feel. Now I'm telling you that it's a good game. I'm enjoying it, but it ain't perfect.
No game is perfect. No game is perfect.
Obviously, but all I'm telling you is, I'm not telling. Did I say anybody should not buy the game?
But this is not about.
What would you score? What would you say?
Hold on. Let me correct this situation. This is what I'm saying. This is not about what Livewire is saying. I've read several different things, and I'm like, shit, I'm about to spend $100 and some change for this collectible. I waited. Then I get the game home and said, this is nowhere near what they making this out to be.
Yep.
This has nothing to do with what you're saying, Live. I agree with that. Everybody got a right to their opinion, but the masses are destroying this game like this shit is Drive Club.
No.
Like this shit is 1886.
No,
These
it's
Xbox gamers we know
are
at that
destroying
time,
it,
no
not
Quantum
the
Break
media.
got destroyed.
No.
A lot of our
Yeah.
games have been destroyed.
People are definitely piling on to the game, saying that
That's what I'm saying.
it's like
That's
a
what I'm
dumpster
saying.
fire. No,
Right.
It's not.
it's really
that
not.
bad. It's a
No, it's not.
Look, man, if you want to play a game and you look,
What would you
it's
score,
it's
Live?
the only zombie game that's new out right now, other than DayZ. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to spend their money on it, I'm not going to tell them that they wasted their money on it. It's
Right.
not
It's not right.
It's not that
Right.
bad of a game.
It's not.
But the thing is being held to the tier of other cinematic games. Like, all right, we got to be honest.
No, let's be honest. It's being held to Spider-Man, God of War.
All right.
Yes.
You know what? Let's be honest. We got to have somebody else to talk about the damn game. All right.
Yeah.
FC, and we got guests.
All right, but that's the issue. It more than anything is being held to a standard to those other games. And
I
when
had
it,
to
when you
interrupt Live.
compare
It
it,
kept going on and on and on.
Well,
I had
was
to
giving him
interrupt
his time because there's a lot of times that
Well, shit, we only got a certain amount of time. I might be dead when he finished.
What would you score it,
I was
Live?
giving him time to cut him off, but then I was letting him get because sometimes Live don't even talk. Sometimes
it's like it's a 75, 78.
75.
Yeah, 75, 78. It's not a bad game. Like, bro,
It's not a bad.
if I enjoy State of Decay, and that shit had hella bugs, so I'm not gonna turn around and be like, this game is garbage.
Facts, I like that.
Now, if I said that,
Right.
Same energy.
To the highest
Right.
order.
What would you score at 108? Because y'all going back and
Yo,
forth.
listen, it's really not. It's not about Live. It's really not about Live. I'm telling you, I didn't pick up my purchase because of what I was reading. But it's about
what
it's
would you
about a
score it?
7. It's about a what's that game? It's about a Recore.
No, hell no.
Yeah, it is. Recore is fun
Well-
when you get deep into the game, and it
But
damn
wait.
sure don't take no. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I said
I
about
can
a-
hear you.
I-
You
no,
said
I
you said
said-
a 7, and it's like
I said-
record. The game scored a 7. So what's the? I don't.
No, but I'm saying people are going in like it's a 5 and a 4. I didn't say what the score it got. I'm just talking about the ridicule that it's getting. It's not deserved. It's really overblown. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I played the game, it's a good game. I mean, no, it's
So
not a
you
God
let
of War
somebody
AAA.
influence you for not picking up a game?
But again,
I did pick it up. I did pick it up. That ain't what I
So
said. I
why
said I
are you so
hesitated.
angry? What someone else said?
Wait a
Why
minute.
you angry? It's because of the IGNs and the game stops.
I didn't
Why
say
are you
that.
so
He's
angry?
That ain't what I said.
That are piling on.
That ain't what I
Why
said.
if they are piling on, why is it affecting your game?
I'm not angry about it.
No. You
not
are
angry.
angry. It sounds like anger over there. That's anger.
It's just a
I
bad
know
look
I'm
for
not
the
a
community.
I know
I
I'm
think,
not
lucky
a psychologist, but that sounds like
shit.
anger to me.
Oh shit! You know what? When one
You know
over
what?
here spitting.
Listen,
That's the
knowledgeable
bottle
shit.
talking. He's slurring too.
Hey,
But he's making sense. He's making sense. You are going to bat for it, which
No,
is nothing
because
wrong with that.
because no, I am going to bat for it because people are. It's like the same thing with Mortal Kombat. You giving idiots too many voices with social media. It's
get
too
off
many
of
people
social
allowed.
media.
Oh,
Get off of social media then. That's a you problem.
All right.
That's a you problem. See, that's a
Yo.
user. When a person bring their computer to me and they say I got a virus, they want to blame it on them because that was a user problem. 85% of the time, it was a user. That was the user that did it. You clicked on that site. You did that.
You're right.
You
I
sit
read
there
the
and
nonsense.
you let that
Read the
destroy
nonsense.
your life. You let that sit there and get you
Whoa.
angry and sit there like this is a good game. So why are you guys destroying it? I wouldn't give a hell what no one. What I would do is I'll go sit there and say, hey, you know what? Hey, Live, you like this game? You picked it up? Hey, Megan, you picked it up. You know Hunter ain't picking up that shit, but you may ask me.
Oh man.
But you might ask me, and then go, like I say, instead of, we give the media too much power. We got to take the power back. The power needs to go back to the gamer.
Right.
True.
And it's not even me being mad about it. It's just me being upset about the bullshit that I keep reading, and they just doing bullshit. That's what they doing.
But I'm really concerned because you didn't have this energy when it was about Jump Force or about Anthem or about.
Okay,
you know,
I did have that energy for Anthem. Jump Force, I like Jump Force.
You just seen my gameplay of showing a bad.
Why you keep bringing up
fight.
your gameplay? You selfish host.
I'm not. No, I was just saying. You seen look, because I play Anthem and Anthem is absolutely amazing. Now look,
it is.
I've been fortunate,
Another game.
I've been fortunate because I haven't had a lot of those drops, I've had a few of them. But I didn't have the majority of them when everybody else was having it. That's just, I'm lucky because maybe I stay in a smaller state, whatever the case may be. Don't know. But The fact of it is that my experience with playing with Anthem has been very enjoyable, but they still dog that game to this day. And I didn't hear you have that type of energy like you do about Days Gone. I totally agree with you, 108, is that, look, Days Gone should get that same, it's just like I've been saying. Who gives a damn about a Metacritic score? Who gives a damn about a user score or any of that shit? It's all opinionated. It's just crazy. But FC, I'm going to go to you.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, go ahead. What is your thoughts about it? Do you have it?
I do have Days Gone. I haven't played it yet. I'm trying to finish Bloodborne, but I'll be playing it probably tomorrow. But my things with the reviews, again, it's everybody's opinion. It's someone else's opinion on a game. And like you 108 and like you Livewire, y'all both have differing opinions on it. And it shouldn't sway you from getting the game. The only thing I think the review should be meant for is to see if there's any game breaking bugs or things like that. Kind of like basically Fallout 76, things like that where the game would actually delete itself. Shit like that where you wouldn't actually need to know that as a consumer because you'd be wasting your money or risking your purchase. So with that, I don't see the issue. The game got a 72, and it still followed the same type of.
It's about average,
right? And there's nothing wrong with a 72. Like people are crying. Like 72 is a good score.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. That's a good game, right? I mean, the game is looks good. Right. So I don't see the issue.
It's not the PlayStation standard, though.
Exactly. And then the problem with that is they it was marketed like that. It was the hype behind it, but the hype was kind of their fault. It's it's a them problem. Like if it didn't live up to the hype because it doesn't have the same production value. And with the bugs, obviously, look at the bugs. They still follow the Sony formula, third person, over the shoulder, heavily based on story. Right. But because the developer hasn't really made
template.
Exactly. And then the weather changing, that's all pretty much the same template. So the fact
I
that
just hate to hear nonsense, man.
And I feel you, man.
Any
but
game,
again,
even with Anthem, like K-Mega said, Anthem didn't deserve the ridicule that it got. Come on, stop.
My thing is what I'm being a little bit PG, but my thing was because I was definitely beating up some pony legs all over this game because they went out the State of Decay.
They go after everything.
They went out the State of Decay, and I'm like, y'all talk the most shit about State of Decay being so buggy, being this and that, and it's a AA developer, right? They weren't even bought by Microsoft yet. They were not a first party. They were a AA developer, second tier. And then they're over there crying about Days Gone being a first party developer for Sony, and it getting all these negative press for bugs and game breaking bugs where you go through the map. What can you do? You got to restart the game, right? Like you can't continue. So it had bugs like that. Like State of Decay has similar bugs, but the energy is not the same.
No, it's not.
That's the thing I'm getting. Like
Sony got a few first party flops that everybody act like don't exist.
Right.
There was
about 7 of them. Nobody talks about.
Exactly. And there was no Game Informer. Oh, go ahead.
Ask me this question. They gave State of Decay hell on earth, right?
Yes, they did. For bugs.
Who's still playing State of Decay? And who's gonna still play Days Gone after the end?
That's a good point. 5 million people still seem like this.
5 million people.
Microsoft threw a little shade out there, and then also this is
they got an update too.
Yeah, right. And this is the thing that really trips me out too is what actually helped not Days Gone, but State of Decay was the fact that it is an online game, and that game has to have patches. While State of Decay, while Days Gone. It doesn't have that. It's just a single player game. It doesn't even have. It has a horde mode with no multiplayer. That's
right, man. You need that co-op in a game like that.
You need that co-op with that. But
Sony declined it, man. They declined it because it's not the Sony model this gen. And then that's another thing too, man. Like they're talking so much shit. It doesn't have a co-op mode, and why does it have more patches than a multiplayer game? Like that's crazy to me.
Shit. See, when you got guests that come in here spitting that Daylon, come on.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's been patched like every day. I've read that it's been patched every day since launch.
Daylon.
They had more patches in 1 week than State of Decay's entire launch. Like entire process has been out. That's crazy. And that shit is a single player game. No excuse.
You're absolutely right.
Was this day one patch like bigger than State of Decay's? Or was it
Yep.
like around the same
Yeah,
time?
they passed it like 10 times or something crazy. How many
And
times?
what's funny is they
I'm dead
patched,
serious.
they did that massive patch and it still didn't fix anything. Yet the patch that State of K put out a week later fixed the majority of the issues that people were complaining about.
And one is a first party developer compared to a second party developer. They didn't become first party till E3.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, man. Like a lot of people giving Days Gone a lot of they gave it a lot of shit, but they're also giving it a pass too because the reviews after the fact is like, are we going too harsh on Days Gone? They didn't do that for State of Decay.
No, they did not. And that's funny. That's from the media. Some of the gamers are staying hard on it, and I'll give some of them for some of the community. Now, some of the extreme ones, still giving it a pass because now, as Ott brought up, score doesn't matter. We're having fun, but they weren't saying that with State of K. Be like, look at that dog shit game. That's why it's out of 60. That game's broken and buggy. It's like the bugs are literally very minute.
Like, did you play it? No, I saw someone else play it.
Exactly. And hold on. I'm gonna finish what I'm saying, and y'all could go because
that's all I wanted to say. I just want to get.
And then with like I could talk shit because I'm gonna still play the game. Like despite all the shit I talk about, I have the game and I'll be playing it. So I'm gonna judge it for myself officially. But my thing is, I had a backstage decay because too many people was talking shit about a AA developer, and then they're trying to compare. Remember this game came out? They compared the picture State of Decay 2 versus this, and like this is greatness.
Yeah, State of K versus God of War with the realistic look. Or
no. They compared it with Deacon. Like they compared the actual Days Gone with State of Decay 2.
Oh yeah, they did that recently. Yeah.
Right, recently, and this is before the game came out. Like you don't see those comparisons anymore. And my thing is like, hey, y'all talk so much shit about State of Decay 2, but it still beat God of War for a month in NPD. And you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Those dudes that do that console war shit, they IQ is on 6.
There's a lot of them though. There's a lot of them on social
There's
media.
It's a lot of them, but they don't even mean nothing because when it hit the fan for them, they don't come online.
Oh, no. If you notice, when Sony
defend games,
when those Sony fanboys get into that point to where they got egg on their face, it gets quiet. There is nothing to be said until they wait until there's something, until there's some kind of sales number or something like that. It's really ridiculous.
Something they could to warrant their nonsense. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna defend any game if I don't back it on any console. That's why I'm animated because the game is being ridiculed. I don't care what platform it's on, and it just don't make sense. You just tired of hearing the nonsense.
All right,
that's what it's about.
All right, cool. Let's get to the next topic. I didn't know. I'm just looking to see what time it is. Hot damn, we only did 2 topics. All right, let's get to one of our hot topics that's been talked about in the last 2 years of GRG's existence, and that is hiding achievements. Ooh, and trophies.
Oh my God! Some people might think you might be hiding them like a little bitch if you're doing it. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God!
100. Make up a word for that. Make up a word for that. 100.
Oh, he's away from it. All right, cool.
So what? We need one of them huntisms.
Let me just go ahead and I'm gonna just say this right fast. I am a person that hides their achievements and their trophies. I do it for 2 reasons. I've said it before, and people laughed at me, thought I was full of bullshit. But again, it is what it is. I hide my achievements and my trophies. I do it because 1, it pisses it pisses people off for some reason. I mean, I've had them open and they just come in there. It pisses
the stalkers off. Let's be honest.
Yeah. They stalk and the other reason is peace. When I first got my PlayStation, 4, and I started playing Drive Club. I told this story before, but if people who's new listen, I mean, it was. I played it for like 2 hours, and I got some trophies or whatever. And then I hit up people in Bang Bang and on Twitter and just all over the place, right? And I was just like, hey, look, man, I got my PlayStation, and what I'm saying, this is my name. Right as I did that, it didn't take no more than a few seconds to look at his trophies. He's only a 1. Oh my God. He's over. He don't play no games. He's this. Look at this. He ain't even got past. I just got the damn thing. What are you talking about? I just told you guys I just got my PS4. And then it turned into a whole different spectacle, into this and that. And then you know what else came into it when made it official? Was that
did race get involved?
What'd you say?
I said, did race get involved?
No, it wasn't race. It was just ignorance. Like I came in there and I was showing something from something
Was
from
about
a game or whatever.
was about Halo 4.
No, that wasn't the Halo 4 stuff. Yeah, that stuff that was the clown that brought that up to say that I didn't whatever. I'm not even worried about it. But it was a game that I showed. I was with the PlayStation Share or whatever, and somebody came in there and I got hit up and I was like, oh yeah, what's up? What's going on? You want to play the game? I'm doing it just like kind of like with Xbox. And then here comes you ignorant ass X-Fag. Why are you over here on the PlayStation side? What? Bruh, are you kidding me? I mean, don't you want to play Battlefield? You know what I'm saying? You stupid. You can't see. You know where the greatness is. I'm like, bruh, I don't even. And so I got out of that. I came in there. I got like 5 or 6 messages of just ignorance. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? You don't play no games. You don't do it. Bruh, okay. I tell you what. Shut it off. Can I game in peace? I'm over here trying to enjoy my gaming experience. I've always owned a PlayStation. Always from day one. Always on the PlayStation. Why is it that now, because I do YouTube and that I'm an Xbox guy, that it's not comfortable for me to even do it? So you know what? I just said, look, for my personal comfort, for me to play my game in peace, I'm doing that. And then also, it pisses them off. So fuck it. Get pissed off. And that's why I throw little nuggets every once in a while. And I do love the fact that when Xbox does that end of year shit, and then I post it out there so when they come and say that K-Mega don't play no damn games, there you go.
Receipts.
So now I'm gonna go because it's our guest. Let's go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna go to you, Shady. How do you feel about it? Because you don't have to agree with me. That's not the point.
Oh yeah,
my point.
Don't worry about me disagreeing with anybody. Yeah, I'll bring what I got to bring.
Yeah, bring what you bring. What do you think about the whole achievement thing?
Well, unlike K-Mega, my achievements and trophies aren't closeted. They're out for everyone to see, and I got nothing to brag about as far as my trophies go, man. I'm out in the open. I didn't beat God of War. I put it down. It's a great game. I just don't care. Didn't beat Horizon Zero Dawn. Again, another great game. Just put it down. Don't care. I barely touched Spider-Man. Great game. Don't care. So my trophies, I don't even look at what the hell the trophies are on PlayStation. So I don't give 2 shits about that ecosystem of rewards. But achievements, I do really enjoy the achievements. I look at them before I play the game. I pick out the ones that I think will be enjoyable for me to go and pursue. I tend not to grind out achievements that I think are boring or just lame. I don't do that. I don't really care. I'm over 200,000, so the number really doesn't mean anything to me. I just enjoy some of the individual achievements, like Left 4 Dead 2, trying to get that damn gnome to the end of the level. That's one of my favorite ones ever. Same with Half-Life 2, again with the gnome. You find him in the game, and you try and get him all the way to the rocket that's in the game and launch him to space. That's one of my favorites as well. I think it's a little bit of a badge of honor. I wish there was a better way to share them or have them seen. I know you can post a couple to your profile, but I do enjoy them. There's aspects to them I don't like. I do find the mentality creeping in when I'm playing a game that I've gotten all the achievements out of, and I turn it on because I actually like to play the game. Weird. And there's still this weird little voice in my head that's kind of like, there's no achievements to unlock. You're wasting your time. Turn on another game. Now you can do it. Like, it's there. And I'm like, shut up. Like, I like this game. I've played games for way longer that didn't have achievements than I've been playing games that do have them. So it's kind of a good and a bad thing a little bit. I think it's bad if you allow them to take over your gaming for you. To some, that's what makes gaming great. Everyone's different. That's what makes the world interesting. I really do enjoy that they're there. Everyone can come and look. I'm actually proud of my achievement list. I don't have very many games on there that I think are a bit of an embarrassment. You know, I do have that Avatar game from the 360 that took 45 seconds to get 1,000. I do have that, but most of my achievements I'm decently proud of getting, and they're from games that I enjoyed playing. I'm very, very, very rarely turning on something that is otherwise garbage and would never be turned on just for achievements. That's not me, but I like them. And if anyone wants to come and check it out and see what I've been up to, they can. I do understand the drama you brought up that can come from doing that. You'll have people, you know, looking at your achievements and how dare you even speak on this game? You haven't seen the credits roll. You know, you do get some of that. But at the end of the day, I think it brings on conversation with myself and people in the community where I can explain what it is that I enjoy in gaming. I don't need to see the credits roll in order to talk about what I liked about a game or whatnot. So I'm not too concerned, man. I like that they're around. I have no problem sharing them. I have no problem with people that don't want to share them either. It's not everyone's business what you're doing. Like today's gaming world that's connected to the internet, if you want, you can kind of creepily stalk dudes, like when are they online, what time it is, what exactly they're playing, which achievements it is they're going for. You can go through their whole list and see, like, there is a decent amount of following you can do, which is cool, but it can lead to some, I don't know, some creep shows out there that just won't let up on. They seem to think that's the be all and end all for gaming, but I don't know, man. I like them. I got no problem with it, so that's me.
Yeah, no, cool. I agree. I mean, it is each their own, and I don't have a problem if a person has a problem with me not showing my achievements. If anybody comes and asks me about certain achievement for a certain game, I have no problem with showing you that or discussing it. It's just the fact that, like I said, I do it for two reasons. I do it because it pisses people off, and then the other reason is peace. I just game in my own way. I'm not an achievement hunter. I'm a gamer. I play games,
great.
and I'll take my time with a game. I have no problem of taking 2-3 months or maybe a year going through a big game, of course. If that's need be. I just want a game, and I just want to appreciate the game for what it is. I don't have
like
to
I don't
yeah.
I don't hide any of that stuff, but I do frequently game while appearing offline just because I do get a lot of messages from the community, which is fantastic, and I love them.
Yeah.
But there are times where I just want to game and not be disturbed or not want to tell someone that I'm busy, I can't play now, what have you. So I'm not embarrassed to admit it. There are times where I do appear offline in game just because, hey man, I'd like to just have a little bit of time to myself and not worrying about the social aspect of it.
Right. I totally agree. All right, FC, what is your thoughts about this? Go ahead, man. Break it down.
Yes, sir, man. First of all, I'm never gonna hide my stuff. I understand why
you're botting.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
you.
All right, cool.
All right. Yeah, I'll say first of all, like I'm not gonna hide my stuff. Like I understand why in your situation you would, because that's some spooky behavior. Like that's wild to me. But I'm not gonna knock people that get achievements and all that. I don't care. Like mine's open. I have trophies, but I created a new account. So my thing is, if people are gonna question my gaming integrity, air quotes, you could definitely challenge me in any type of game that I have multiplayer, and you can catch that fade. So that's how I see it.
Facts. That was quick, to the point, sweet. I like that. Mr. Operations, what is your thoughts about the hiding achievements?
Me personally, I wouldn't. Like, I'll probably just mute people if I have to, because I'm not gonna deal with people spamming me about some dumb shit. It's like the same thing I do on Twitter. If you I don't feel like seeing what you guys say, I'm just gonna mute you. Just call it a day at that point. So, like, for your situation, I understand because people are spamming your chat invite, just ignorant shit constantly. So I will get tired after a while. But like, I understand for you. For me personally, I wouldn't hide my score. I'll leave it out in the open for people to see.
Cool. What about you, Bloody?
For me, I don't hide it because of the fact that I put in time. I've shown people how many hours I put into games. I let them see everything. I mean, how many people can claim that they have all the achievements in Dark Souls because most of them people couldn't even get past the first hour that game because a bunch of people bitches. But it is what it is. But I mean, I show my stats. I was like, I don't ever hide anything. I was like, for the 9 years I've had my Xbox, I'm at 160,000, and I'm still going back and still clearing up games that I need to, and playing on modes that most people wouldn't even touch because they're like, oh, that's too hard. I'm just like, you know what? I want to do it. I'm going to challenge myself. I just got the achievement right now for getting past the first level on Doom on Ultra Nightmare mode, where it's like you take 2 hits, you instantly dead.
That shit's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I got that one, and I was just like, yeah, it only took me 3 tries.
Nice.
All right, cool. 108. What do you think about the whole hiding achievement situation?
Well, as you know, I support you, big little brother, and it makes me sick to some of the stuff you say about people, what they say about you, following your achievements. That's some stalking weirdo shit, and I don't hide my achievements from anybody. Because anybody I don't like, it's not on my friends list, and I block your ass. I'm the Dikembe Mutombo of social media. Facts.
Maybe I need to start blocking people.
I block people all the time. If you following me, criticizing what I pay for, I got 609 games this generation.
Yeah.
That's one console, and I got 3 consoles. That's just
you
my
casual.
Xbox.
That's a casual. Get out.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't, most of my achievements come from online because I'm not a single player dude no more like that.
Mm-hmm.
But You don't have to, as gamers, I don't care what platform you on. You ain't got to impress nobody. When I get an achievement, I feel like I got an achievement for me. Not for people to be eyeing me or staring, yo, look what he got. That's weird. That's weird.
Spooky.
And K Mega goes through it more than anybody I've ever seen in the history of gaming. They worrying about what he doing. I'm like, who your friends? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they become man.
Right. I've been like, nah, you can't do that. I block them. But I don't have no stalkers.
Maybe that's what I should do. Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind people looking at
Yeah,
them or whatever.
it's
I mean,
ridiculous.
comparing or whatever. It's just the fact to me, like I said, it's just.
When I first met you, I thought you was joking. When I first met you, I thought you was joking about that. You got some real stalkers. You might need.
You got some real weirdos. That's what it is.
You might need some. You might have to put you in protective custody because this is ridiculous.
I'm a big enough dude, man. That
you can handle yourself. That 90,
no, that 90% of them ain't even gonna fuck with me.
Oh nah. We know y'all out there frauding.
Fraud on that tough game, but
it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't. You supposed to what achievements is? You supposed to show your friends, yo, look, I made this. It's an accomplishment. Let me show you how to get it. That's what Xbox started.
Yep.
That's where it started at. Yo, how did you get this skull achievement in Halo?
Right.
Remember those days? It went from that to a competition.
Yeah, no,
wow.
it's gotten crazy out there. It has gotten crazy out there.
I guess we getting old, K Mega. We got to pay the bills.
I know. Oh yeah. Go ahead, pay the bills.
Tip Diamond, $2. What up, K Mega and crew? We doing it live.
Baby.
Let's
go. Let's go. All right, 100.
Great quarter right there.
100. What do you think about the hiding achievements, man? Is it frauding?
You know, I ain't hide nothing. I don't block nobody. I just ignore their ass most of the time. They don't get to me. I guess I'm getting old and stuff. But nah, man, I don't hide. My thing is achievements don't make you a better gamer.
Nope.
Because there's a lot of people I know that got a lot of achievement points than me, and they cannot fuck with me on none of these games. They need me. Especially if it's a multiplayer game, I need your help.
I mean, this is the funny thing. 100, like I'm close to 90,000, right? You know what I'm saying? And I really started my online career on Xbox Live in 2012. I showed that evidence when they on that in the year thing or whatever, and we got more than some of people's favorite YouTubers out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's been out there from the that's been claiming that they've been Xbox Live from the very beginning. Or if you just at 100,000 and you've been out there ever since Xbox Live first came out, there's some suspicion going on. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Hey, Mega, I know we're talking about this whole subject because of Randolph Thor 19 recently on Twitter talking about this very thing. Hey, what are you doing hiding your achievements? Stop being a bitch and let everyone see. Stop hiding. And this isn't,
he was going after,
against Rand.
Crap. Yeah, he was going after.
That's right. Like nothing against Rand at all. I really enjoy the guy's content. I help mod his channel.
Yeah.
But I mean, like when Randolph Thor, his tagline is "I'm the man with the million." So when your tagline for your own persona is achievement oriented, of course you're going to share them and want people to see. Million what? Achievements? I better be able to see them. Otherwise, I mean, what the hell? So when it's coming from someone that literally your identity is achievement based, I can understand why they expect
some people just be playing
that way.
But
not everyone's like
they'll
that.
play a game like Earth Defense Force, which was trash back in the days, just to get an achievement to say they accomplished something that makes them a bigger man. That don't make you a bigger man because you got achievements.
No. Like
that
it's
don't
cool
make
that
you
you
a
have a
good
million
gamer
points.
either.
I'll put it this
great,
way.
but hey, it's not everyone's not like that. So
yeah, but I'll put this way. Just because you got a million ticket, just because you got a meal ticket, right? I ain't talked to Rand before. You know what I'm saying? This and that. Rand cannot fuck with me on no multiplayer. He can't beat me in no Madden. He can't beat me in no 2K. He can't beat me in no Halo. He admits
I hear he's
I'm not
pretty
a
killer at
multiplayer.
PUBG. I hear he's good at PUBG.
That's against randoms. You can't go versus on that. That's really not a versus game. I'm good at
it.
I'm gonna put this way. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Sometimes it can be your crew.
108 is a bad. 108
Sometimes it can be your crew.
PUBG. On any
Yeah, sometimes it can be your crew.
It ain't like you could go one-on-one with me in the room. Pick up some Street Fighter, pick up some Killer Instinct, pick up some Mortal Kombat, pick up some Madden.
If 108 got something that can be put on, that can be stamped as where he is legit at strongly, and that is the battle royale mode. Any battle royale mode, he knows how to work it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's not. You can't count those games.
Yeah, so,
You're gonna get a whole bunch of strangers.
That's a fact.
But the thing about it, I'm not saying he's not no gamer.
But I'm saying when you go versus games, Street Fighters, Dragon Ball Z, Soul Calibers, sport games, those is where you show your talents. Or you in a team-based game like Halo, closed environment. Your team, my team, let's go. Rainbow Six, let's go.
Okay, hold on. Let me make something that Lady Infamous broke down, and this is exactly how I feel. This is my sentiment about it. He says, "Man, I got 47,000 points and some change on my Xbox achievements, and don't care what anybody say because I still feel that I play harder than others." And you do. Lady Infamous grinds like a motherfucker, man. She grinds.
Let's talk about
games.
it. Me and Infamous had that conversation the other day. Don't worry
grinds,
about nobody.
Man. Yeah, she grinds. She grinds harder than
some harder than
of the
90% of you dudes out there.
Dudes and those clown ass dudes and some other Twitchers. I should say Twitch, but streamers out there. So big ups to her, man. Because
without showing sexual parts, she grind for real.
There you go.
Let's talk about it.
Right,
she ain't out there chewing bubble gum with a tank top on, playing no games.
I think I did see her with a tank top one time.
Oh, what?
No, I said she's not doing that. Like the rest of them bums on Twitch.
Oh yeah, she
don't do that. She get up there, she games. She don't even cut the camera on. Let's go. Gaming.
I got you. No, she be gaming though. She's a gamer.
Facts.
No, there's no doubt about that.
Gamer.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you look at other people's achievements and they're lesser than other people that you claim they don't, and you swear that they are true gamers, then that just shows you how convoluted that whole achievement trophy.
Say it again. Make people pull out they Google Maps dictionary.
It can backfire against people that talks about them achievements too.
Right.
Because a lot of them on our friends list, and we can go check their police record, and we can see how many hours they didn't play. If you only gave this game 10 minutes, and you go smash it,
Look,
okay, you know what? DLC in games. Does anyone wish that we would get maybe a new achievement list and more games? Sea of Thieves just added another 1,000 points. I think that'd be cool.
Right.
So fast enough so I can stop buying and play some of my back catalog.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, being backlog builder, I'm on 1,000 points.
That's why I went so. That's why I can't play shit. That's why I'm going so hard in the paint with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm like, look, enough is enough. I get into that mode. I'm like, look, I'm gonna play this, and I'm not like people hit me up and like, hey man, play this and play that. Like Don's hit me up to play Sea of Thieves. I love to play Sea of Thieves, but I can't. I'm gonna beat this damn game. And I shorted myself because yesterday on the podcast I said, "Hey, look, man, I'm like 100 and some hours in." No, that's why I showed it today, this morning on Twitter, that I'm over 250 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey. All of my stats is in the top 3. All of my stats. I'm a level 78. I'm a level 78. I'm well beyond a demigod.
Okay, Mega changed the name of Xbox. It's called a no sex box.
There's
no way you put it. No noonie cooney for you.
We just start multitasking while gaming, boys.
Hey.
Not most. Shoot.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on, man. Look, man, we're already. Look, just 3
you the
topics.
one picked 500 topics for 3 hours.
But look,
I saw that list and said we can't do that.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna be quick. All right.
You say that every time.
But hell, I can't help because y'all talk so damn much.
Exactly. So
we got a lot of information.
Livewire talked for like 20 minutes. I was like,
but Livewire talks like the Matrix. He's in slow motion.
He talks slow too. He's like, hey man.
People like, hey yo.
Oh, let's go.
You know.
Hey man, can I borrow a sandwich? I'll give you the bread back tomorrow. Anyway.
Let's
talk about Crytek and Xbox right fast, right? There was a rumor that came up, and I posted it, and I'm pretty sure other people's posted it as well, about that because there's 3 other studios that Xbox is accordingly supposed to be adding to this Xbox Game Studios. And a lot of people is already assuming that IO Entertainment is one, or Interactive, I should say. then it's Relic, but nobody really knows who that third one's going to be. Me and Don's did the Dev and the Gamer, and we talked and think that Sumo Digital would be a good look because of Crackdown. And because they know how to work with that technology. And then this has been a whole bunch of others, right? Well, the rumors about Crytek has been popping up here this week. And really, it makes a lot of sense because Crytek is kind of like a shell of itself right now. But also, and then it would also bring a big asset to them, to Xbox because of the Cry engine. That would be the biggest win. So let me go ahead and go straight to you, 100. I want to get your thoughts about that. Do you think that this is just pie in the sky, or do you actually think that there's a legitimate chance that this rumor could be true about Crytek, the marriage between Crytek and Xbox?
My rule of the game now, I don't talk rumors no more unless I know it's factual. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, get your ass out of here. Bum. Triple Cup Chuck, you've been quiet for a while, bruh. I know, man. What's going on, man? I'm surprised you didn't jump in when we was talking about the other stuff. But Triple Cup Chuck, what do you think about this Crytek Xbox marriage? Do you think that this is a possibility, or do you think this is pie in the sky, bruh? I think he went to sleep.
All right, he was up. He was up. All right. Yep.
Triple Cup was up. Now he's not.
He's supposed to be up. Yeah. Maybe that was whatever was in his cup just made him go to sleep. Anyway.
Man, now the homie duck. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby special he's drinking over there.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Hey.
Hold on. No, Bloody. It's not your turn. Stop.
I've been quiet.
Breathe, Bloody. Breathe.
I've been breathing.
Put your eyeliner on. Shut up.
All right. I'll go do that.
Oh.
He needs another coat.
He needs another coat. Operations. What do you think about the Crytek situation? Do you think that this is pie in the sky? Do you think that there's a possibility? Would we be able to get Rise 2?
I mean, to get Rise 2, that would be dope, especially get a more modern take on it right now, because it came out, it was a launch title for Xbox One. So if they get an update, like hack slash mechanics, that would really be dope. As far as them acquiring, like, if they do acquire them, get a Cry engine, would that be beneficial for them to acquire the engine?
At this point.
It would definitely be.
Or y'all know more about it than me. I'm just throwing shit out there because I'm not sure about it.
Okay.
But
have you not seen Rise? Have you not seen?
No, I played it. I beat it, bro.
Yeah.
Have you not seen Gears? Have you not seen Gears?
That's Unreal Engine 4, though.
Exactly. We don't need Cry engine.
Unreal Engine 4, we license. They'll have their own built-in.
We'll get to you, Lemon. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Operations. Go ahead.
But yeah, if they do get him, that'll be dope. If they don't, then it is what it is at that point. But yeah, look forward to seeing what's going to happen at E3.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I'll go to you last, Lemon. Bloody, what do you think?
I like how he was deciding who was he gonna make go last, Lemon or Baby Bot.
Go ahead, Baby Bot. Go ahead.
All right. So honestly, if the rumor's true and they are going after Crytek, it is a good thing because Crytek is definitely a shell of its former self, and they have quite a bit of stuff in their back catalog, especially look at the Crisis series and things like that they could definitely, that Microsoft getting that treasure trove of IPs that they have will be great. But the biggest score is the Cry engine. We've seen what the Cry engine is capable of for the past 2 generations. Remember, they had the Cry engine showing off on Crysis 2 and Crysis 3 back on the 360. And if they actually are able to have the investment and money to really put into it, that engine was already ahead of its time. So it can definitely help build and even get better. Yes, we've seen what Gears looks like, but that's Unreal 4. And yes, they have a partnership with Epic to be able to use that on some of the games. But now they're going to have a second dedicated game engine because we finally got their first engine, which is the Slipspace engine that's being developed by 343 for Halo Infinite. Of course, they also own Havoc, which is more of a physics engine middleware, not anything full dedicated built from the ground up. So them having that mix of an actual physics-based engine as well as 2 really solid built game engines like Slipspace and the Cry engine would actually be beneficial because that helps to kind of make where their additional money comes from. Yes, we've seen what they make on the services side, what they make for the PC, what they make on the software now, and things like that. But now actually having those engines, because remember, they make a lot of money from Havoc because a lot of companies use Havoc as a additional. Yeah, they use it as an additional engine. So having one of the top engines around, such as, you know, Cry, why wouldn't they want to not get their hands on that? You know, that's one of those things that would make that company very beneficial as a get, because not only are they getting those IPs and what they have in their backlog, but they're getting something that's actually beneficial and substantial out of it as well.
I totally agree. All right, Livewire, what is your thoughts about it?
I don't know, man.
Oh shit!
I don't really have any thoughts on it because it's just a rumor, so it's too hard for me to really like give a real evaluation of it. I mean, I'm not even sure they even need the engine. So other than Rise as an IP, I don't, you know, none of the other games really interest me like that. I ain't gonna act like I'm hyped to play Crisis.
You didn't like Crisis? I thought Crisis was cool.
It's
Crisis
okay.
was dope. Loved it.
It's okay for me.
Crisis
But it
was
wasn't.
awesome.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Crisis was next level, bruh.
For me.
That was next level, bruh.
Okay, that's cool. I like it, and the questions are quick. The answers are quick. All right, FC, what is your thoughts about this, man? Are you excited about it, or do you think that this is pie in the sky? Where are you at?
All right. Well, firstly, I don't think this is gonna happen, but am I excited? I'm excited because I want to see a Rise 2. I love Rise, man. Like, there's so much potential in that game. It's ridiculous.
Did anyone play the multiplayer? That wave-based stuff?
Oh, it's so good.
Dude, the co-op was so much fun.
Love
It's
it.
a launch
I didn't play
title.
that,
That's what they keep on.
The game still looks good at 720p or whatever the fuck it is. When I first like bought the game and played it on my OG Xbox, that was the first time I was like, "Oh shit, next gen is here!" Like that's how good it looked. And then I played something else. Like, oh, this
game to me.
I'll go with it. God of War.
Exactly.
Have you played it on the X now? That super set.
Nah,
that it does?
I haven't. I mean, I wish they would X enhance it and then you could see it.
Yeah, right.
But
They
nah,
should.
I haven't. But my thing is, all right. So you guys are talking about this engine. Not many other companies have used the engine. Like, that's true,
Not
right?
recently.
Like,
Not recently.
Thank you.
I mean, my thing is, it's not a popular engine
Whoa.
because it's so cumbersome to use. That's the problem.
Well,
so if
well,
Microsoft,
they got that one game that's going to be. It's on PC right now. It's in beta. The Shadow. It looks fantastic.
Well, that's their game though.
Yeah, that's their game.
Yeah, but it's coming to Xbox too. So
it is.
Right. So basically, only the devs could use it. That's what I'm saying. Is their engine, so they're making a game for that. But like no other dev is using it because
actually Prey last year used it.
Oh yeah, I'm right.
Yeah, right.
But don't forget the reason is they've been having a lot of licensing issues. And remember that the biggest one who was trying to use it was originally going to be Google, and then Google pulled out with Lumberyard.
Which is
Amazon.
almost a clone of the Cry engine. They licensed Cry engine and took what they liked out of it and built their own, which is very similar. Or it is Amazon, okay.
Yeah, it was Amazon and Google because I think Lumberyard was one of theirs or a different company. But yeah,
So
they basically just took
hold on.
what they wanted out of it.
Let FC finish.
I'll jump in. Like, no, it's all good. But like, so I'm kind of with Lemon in that. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna buy them just for the engine, especially if they're building their own engine. It wouldn't really make too much sense. All I want is new IPs. So for me, I want the Rise 2. But the thing is, honestly, if this was the Metro devs, I'd be more excited.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Metro does look amazing. Metro looks.
And then I would get those guys. Like that, I think that would be better. But
Those guys. Hey man, why not both? Let's get them all.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, there's three, and I think only really one that we can look at that is a solid is IO Interactive.
IO we've known because there was that letter of intent. What I would
IO signed that deal with them with a Chinese company already.
Tencent?
No, I don't know which one it was. When they went to put out Hitman, somebody signed a deal with them. I'm not sure which one it was. I'll look it up.
You know who would be a real good get that people overlook would be Iron Galaxy, because Iron Galaxy was the guys who did Killer Instinct.
Killzone? Oh, no,
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct.
Iron Galaxy is with Google.
Yeah.
Oh, they signed with Google, right?
Yeah.
No, Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah.
It's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Amazon bought them.
Hey,
okay, cool.
just let them make a bigger,
go through
let
all
them
the
make a bigger
guests,
deal.
man.
They just let them make a bigger deal.
Shady, what do you think?
I think this is one of the cooler rumors that has come out lately. All three studios actually, like Relic is especially known for its RTS games, and they do them well. So a studio like that would work with maybe Halo Wars kind of thing, and other spin-offs if they wanted to do other RTS games with their IP. Yeah, and then of course IO makes Hitman, which isn't exactly commercially hugely successful anymore, but it is still a AAA game, and the people that like that franchise love it. Like it does what it does really, really well. So, I mean, that would be a nice pickup. I'd like to see what else they could do outside of that IP myself. But if they were to continue with it, that's fine. And then Crytek. I mean, I am a big, big, big fan of Crysis. That first Crysis game blew my mind when it first came out. And not just mine. That was the benchmark for PCs for the better part of a decade. Does it run Crysis? It's melting graphics cards left and right in this bitch. And that's the one thing that Microsoft hasn't. They haven't been doing that recently, you know. That's one thing that Microsoft has been getting a lot of heat for the last little bit, is that their internal games, their first-party games, aren't setting. Yeah, they're not setting graphical standards, if you will. The average passerby is checking out Spider-Man or God of War and not really looking at Sea of Thieves. At least that's the narrative that's being spun for a long time. So I think to get Crysis and by default, or Crytek by default, you'd also get the Cry engine, which when actually used, it's not a difficult engine I've heard to use any more so than Unreal.
Well,
It's just that Unreal is massively
Don just elaborated like it's very cumbersome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to destroy this shit, but I'm just waiting for my turn.
Okay. So, like I said, as far as I've been told wrong. Then, so I've been told.
Yeah, you
else,
have.
But, I do play CryEngine games. Like I did play Prey. It looks beautiful. It plays nice. Prey. I liked Crysis, the series, a lot.
Mad broken.
So I think if Microsoft were to pick them up and make like another Crysis as an example, it would set and really come out with all the graphics. Use that engine for everything it can. Maybe improve on things that it needs to. I don't think that would be the number one reason for them to pick up a company like Crytek. They just kind of feel like they're in the same position that so many of the other companies that Microsoft has picked up over the last year or so are in. They are a smaller company now. Crytek isn't huge anymore. They've had financial issues. They're not sure where their next paycheck is necessarily coming, and if it's a sure thing. They have their own game, which is that Hunt Showdown, which is coming to
garbage.
It looks gorgeous, but I mean, because it's in preview program, it's not fully out.
I played it.
I've watched a lot of gameplay. I've watched a lot. Parts of it looks stiff. Yeah, Hunt Showdown.
The game is great. It's cool.
It looks a little stiff, but it also looks promising.
Megan, you played it?
I played it.
I played it. I like that shit.
I hate that game.
All right, calm down. It's still coming to Xbox and nowhere else, you know. So I'm interested to see how it's going to play on.
Wait.
I just want to see how it's going to play on console.
Did he just get mad that people get calling another game dog shit earlier?
But I played it though.
It don't.
Yeah, you ain't played it.
It's also not done. It is a preview game, so
it is a preview
just
game, right.
watching it does look stiff. It has work to do. It does.
It's a lot of work.
But you can't deny that it looks amazing. Like graphically, it is really cool. The idea is cool, where it's kind of like a battle royale mixed with PvE as well.
Right,
You're trying to go out and get these bosses. It's a neat concept. I'd like to see how they end up delivering when it's out of preview program. I'll try it when it's in there myself. But I think Crytek is in the same boat as some of these other companies that were nabbed up, and I think it would fit the bill, honestly, for Microsoft to do. Whether or not it happens, we'll see. I mean, we are just over a month away from E3. My God, it's close. Yes. So we don't have to wait long for any types of confirmation, I'm sure. But I think it's a fun rumor. I think it'd be nice if true. Both or all three companies are some good gets if they are got. And just keep in mind here, if Crytek is up for grabs at all, we got other sharks in the water now, like Amazon Google and Apple and stuff. So if those other companies are truly going to take gaming serious, they're going to have to start making acquisitions on their own. And I think it would be a little bit irresponsible of Microsoft just to leave stuff on the table just because they can easily afford to make these acquisitions, and it would keep them out of these other companies' hands and likely an exclusive. Instead of Xbox getting no more Crytek games ever again, I'd rather it was Microsoft that owned them because they're more customer friendly as to where their games are playable.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Oh, you're botting again.
Whoa.
You're botting again.
That is nasty.
That was nasty. What was you going to say, FC?
It's so annoying. I was saying kind of like how BioWare and Microsoft had a chance, but they didn't.
Right.
But if you had a chance to buy a developer and you could build up on that team and then actually maybe have them help out with the Slipstream engine or another engine, that'd be dope.
Well, the one thing that I was going to say before I go to Lemon, I was just going to say, just imagine if this is true, and they have the CryEngine, and they're going to, and let's just say that the first game that's going to be coming from the initiative is going to use that engine. I would be hyped.
I got a question real quick, right? Because I need to remember.
We don't got time for a question.
No.
Again, bloody.
No. Hang on, everyone, shut the fuck up. It's a legitimate question, all right? I was gonna say when they did Rise 1, that was on the CryEngine, right?
Right.
Yes.
So we know that it's capable of being able to do a hack and slash and that kind of RPG. So the fact is, Slip Space is being done specifically as a shooter.
It's
So
not being done specifically as a shooter. It's an engine. Any engine can be used for
nah,
any format.
But you also got to look at the capabilities of it being used out of what it was originally designed for. Look at what's causing the issues with Frostbite. That's a multi-use engine. However, it was built for shooters, not anything else. Why do you think that all of EA's devs have been having trouble using it as an RPG engine?
And he has a point there.
So
that's what
let's
I'm saying. Like having another. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that it has legs. I'm not saying that it's true, but I do think that it has some legs because if other developers want to use things for other games and not instead because the Slip Space engine could be just primarily for shooters or for that space exploration, something like that. Like I mean, just think. I mean, I don't know what this thing is going to look like, but I can see like Dead Space looking insane with that type of engine. While with what we've seen with Rise, and if another company wanted to use that, or let's just say that now since Xbox has the one team that we just talked about with State of Decay, and they wanted to use the CryEngine for State of Decay. Can you imagine what that shit would look like? Like it would be crazy. So I don't know, but go ahead, Lemetheus. Let me know. Let me know what you think.
First of all, we're giving Crytek the credit they had 10 years ago when they first initially made Crisis. It couldn't run on no PC because the guy who did it was like a tyrant, and he built a game that couldn't be ran by modern PCs. So if it can't be built by modern PCs, what is the big deal about it? We know it was a graphically intense game. We know the engine was about it. Crisis 1, 2, and 3 set the benchmarks 10 years ago. That's what bankrupted the company because no other developers could get the game to run and look like the game that they was producing. That's the number one problem. Number two, let's fast forward to the future. The Crytek team is about 25 dudes where they had 400 devs. They are not what they used to be. They are a serious shell of themselves. Microsoft picking up them dudes, 25 dudes doesn't mean nothing. They should have picked them up 2 years ago when they first had their problems, when it was 400 of them. Then I could see them picking them up. But 25 dudes, that's like a goddamn indie game. Let's not give them more credit than what they do today. They
might also buy the IP at this point.
Right. It's about the IPs, if anything. It would not be about the Crysis engine, because the Crytek engine, because that engine has been surpassed. Unreal 4 is crushing it. What's the other one?
Decima.
The second biggest one. No, it's not Frostbite. Frostbite is not even licensed out. What's the other one?
Vulcan? No,
no, it's not Vulcan.
Snowdrop?
No, Snowdrop is not licensed out.
Snowdrop is Ubisoft.
Right, it's not licensed out. We talking about the other second biggest licensed engine. Oh my God!
Unity? The Unity.
Unity. There you go. They have surpassed the Crytek.
Oh well, that's Ubisoft, isn't it?
But no,
it's not. No,
that's not Ubisoft. That's not Ubisoft. It's licensed out.
Okay.
Where Unreal 4 is at today, and don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. I love all the Crysis, but they are not that company. We're talking about the company we know from 10 years ago. That is not who's making these games today. It's 25 of them. These dudes have broken up. Some of them work for Microsoft. Some of them work for Sony. Some of them went to EA. They're all over the place. The name that you're talking about, we're going off their history.
But that makes it perfect because that's what Microsoft is looking for.
I get that. I get that. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about what this panel's doing.
Okay.
We're saying, oh, they're not buying that 400 dev team. You see how they bought Rare? They bought the whole Rare. They're buying 25 dudes. Don't expect no miracles. They can't do it on their own. They don't have no money right now. At one point, they didn't get paid for a year working at Crytek. This is not the same company. Let's not overshoot this. If Microsoft, this is a big win, because it's not.
I think it will be. We're not.
I mean,
it has
for the IPs,
potential.
for the
but
IPs,
again,
not
you
25
you
dudes.
said that there's already dudes that were from that team that work at Microsoft. So if they bought that company, had the devs that are still there, hang on.
You still biting too much. You still want to look at a plus. It's not that many of them.
No, I got to agree with Bloody on this one. I mean, I think that the potential is still
buy
there.
the Metro devs.
Yeah.
They're better.
Right.
That's who you should buy. You want to buy somebody? Buy them dudes.
The Metro
It's like
devs.
150 of them.
I'm not denying that, but I'm just saying that if they already got those people there, that if they get all that stuff, why wouldn't they want to let the teams, if they want to go back to that and help work on that
if
engine?
Barry Bonds could go back in time, he'd still be hitting home runs. I don't want to hear the nonsense. I want to hear the facts. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, Bloody.
No,
this is the facts.
We're all talking hypotheticals here. No, we're talking
forget hypothetical. I'm talking facts. It's 25
and
of them.
I'm saying there's 25
and they
of those
struggling.
dudes.
I think
because the fact that they have no income.
I think we're pushing emphasis on that because right now, Microsoft, they bought In Exile. They're a small studio. So is Ninja's doing right now.
Hold on.
They all He want to make platinum out of silver coins.
Yeah, but they bought those studios for a particular reason. Like In Exile, they bought them because they make PC games, CRPG games, and they make RPG where Microsoft lacks.
Crytek is not the same, man. Let's not give him too much credit. We talk about the history. You asking for a grand slam when dude gonna get on first base.
It's not really about a grand slam. It's just more so about the game. It's more so about just you got access to that engine. If you got people that work,
the engine is outdated, K-Mega.
It could be outdated, but if you got the right people, if you got the people that you make that studio from where it's 25, like you said, and then you make them into 100, 200 people.
Then, they could program, but then you got to realize this: is it the right 25 devs?
Well, if they got some, if they have some of the
point.
If they
it's
have
like when them dudes left Infinity Ward and went to Respawn. Infinity Ward hasn't been the
same. Some of the same people that made Rise that works for Microsoft now that left Crytek. I mean, there's a lot of ifs with anything. This whole situation is an if, but I don't think
it is.
Even
though they're a skeleton of their former selves, but it still has the good name with the community. It's still known for Blitzkrieg graphics. Like it is known for that. Whether or not they can deliver after the acquiring, if it happens, is yet to be seen, but it is still known as something that's decent. So I think it's a good acquire. Right now, if there's 25 guys there, no one's using the engine. They're not really releasing many games. They're cheaper than ever, so it doesn't even cost much.
It could be the goddamn intern, though.
That's what I'm saying.
So you guys would be okay with like them just making indies then for a while because like
well, no,
like
they can start working on Rise. They can get the
with 25 people.
No,
you start there and then keep hire more.
You realize how all of those companies that they just bought are all literally dumping in and hiring a massive amount more. Literally,
yes, they are hiring talent. So once again, why purchase?
Takes a long time, man.
You don't need that engine. That engine
not
is
even
outdated.
Just the fact that they're not even just the fact that they're hiring more people. Is that some of these companies are getting to build brand new fucking studios from the ground up? What? Why would they not want to put money into that and be like, hey, y'all want to build that up? Y'all want to get more people? Here.
So you think money makes games good, huh?
Yeah, no, I think they're just buying IPs and a name, really. With Crytek.
I'm just saying,
name and IP.
It's just like the Havoc engine. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
The Havoc is not an engine.
I mean, I'm not the engine, but just like having a Havoc, it's just the same thing. Like if you got your own engine, they can lease it out to other developers that may want to use it.
Microsoft ain't leasing out nothing. They doing
the
same way.
Frostbite. We don't know what
only
Microsoft
Unreal and Unity. Everything else is in-house.
Microsoft wants to do overall. We don't. Only thing we do know is that that from what we understand is that they're going to get three more studios, and out of those 3 studios, we pretty much kind of have a feeling that we know 2. But that one is the secret. Is the
it's
secret.
Up in the air. Let me ask you a question. Who owns Rise?
Crytek.
Crytek owns Rise.
Then that's why they would be buying them.
and that's fine.
That's
Again,
what they would be
Oh,
buying.
okay, hang on.
That's
Hang on.
fine.
Let me. If you want to do that, right? If you want to do that, why did Disney buy Fox? Right?
Same
Why
reason.
did
Spider-Man.
no?
Get the
It was
X-Men.
no. That is completely
Oh, man,
wrong.
X-Men, yeah,
It's
X-Men.
because of the fact that they had all the other properties that Fox has, such as the original Star Wars trilogy, the Godfather trilogy, and a lot of other properties that Fox had that people weren't aware about. Everyone was looking at the big things, which was Fantastic Four, X-Men. That wasn't the main reason. They had
Yeah.
a lot
Like
more into it.
X-Files,
So
The
just
main
because,
reason was to
just
get
because of the
some
fact that they have
franchises.
Rise,
Where'd you get
just
that
because
from?
of the fact that they have Rise, that is not the only key point that they're looking at.
Okay,
You
I
gotta
didn't
look
say
at it
that.
at the
That
business
would be
part.
a key point for us, though.
Okay.
It would be for us, but just
For
the name
us.
alone, Crytek, I think would be a
Yeah.
nice name to add to the roster. It does
Right.
We don't
resonate
know
well.
who
They haven't
Crytek
really
is.
burned
Let
the
me ask you a
industry.
question. Hold on.
I don't know,
All
man.
right,
It's like
all
Let
a
me ask you a
Bioware
question. Hold on,
situation.
K-Mega. Hold on.
Well, no, hold on.
Let me ask one question.
No, hold on. Let's get to the next topic. We got 2 more topics, and then we're going to be done
Okay,
for the show.
I just got one question,
but go ahead,
K-Mega,
go ahead,
and I
go
usually
ahead.
don't push hard.
You are pushing.
What
You're pushing
happened
today.
to Infinity Ward when them dudes from Respawn left? 2 of them left. Respawn.
Those were the
and
founders that
Infinity-
walked away.
Right, and Infinity Ward was a shell of itself because 2 dudes left. 2.
A shell of itself. That's a little
No,
harsh.
That's
Yeah.
a
Oh,
little harsh,
you
but they
really?
still make
Okay.
millions. They're still Call of
Oh,
Duty.
whoa. Call of
outsells
Duty sold for
everything
its
when it
name,
comes out.
but
pretty
those
much.
games was
profitability
trash.
doesn't indicate
Those games was
quality.
trash.
It doesn't
This
matter if
generation
those
from
games are
Infinity Ward was
but they're
trash.
still making them though.
Okay,
Lynn.
I didn't say they couldn't make
I
the
don't know,
game.
man. I don't want
I'm
trash
talking
games that
about
make a lot of money.
you
I
went
want
from
good
Yeah,
games.
you
they
went
make
from
a lot of
quality.
money.
You went from of course they are because it's Call of Duty. But you went from this generation has been trash from Call of Duty the series on a whole. World War II brought them back. Let's not get crazy.
Okay.
I'm all
But
about
that
that
was a
Infinite
different
Warfare, man. That's my
studio.
favorite campaign myself.
Really? See, I haven't even played the
I love the
So-
space aspect of it, man. I'm a huge sci-fi
Call
guy.
of Duty.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get to the next topic, man. Look, it's great to talk about. We still know that it's a rumor, but it's. Still
I mean,
cool.
it is, but I'm just saying, I just keep it
but-
real,
but
K-Mega,
yeah, but the-
because
but the
I
Alex,
rock
it's
with.
ridiculous.
I
You
rocks
talk
with-
about
I-
no.
Hold on,
Here,
hold
you
on,
want
hold on,
to
buddy,
mention
hold
that
on,
World War
hold
II
on.
We're
put
going
Call of
back
Duty
down the
back
rabbit
on.
hole,
No,
guys.
you
here we
want to
go.
talk about how World War II put Call of Duty back on the map? That was a different studio. That wasn't Infinity Ward. That was Sledgehammer.
That was-
Excuse me,
Sledgehammer made that work.
I didn't say that was Infinity War.
No,
I said what put
you
Call
did.
of Duty as a franchise back on the map. Slow
No,
down. Pump
No,
your
Black
brakes,
Ops was
Outline
being
Queen.
held up by
You're not doing that.
held up by Treyarch. Black Ops was their big selling point.
Woo! Get him, bloody. All right.
He
Okay.
can't
I'm
get-
just saying.
Let's get
I'm
to the
just
next one.
saying.
Let bloody cut you now.
The Call of Duty's
He
trash.
can't cut nobody. He can't even play first person
He
shooters.
cut you in the knees. Right now, you got to go put some band-aids on it. He cut you right in the kneecaps, man. You got to. He cut you deep.
Right in the knees.
Stop.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Anyway.
You just gun home. Microsoft can't do no wrong. They gonna buy Crytek. Woo-hoo! We gonna save the day.
Oh, you saying that's what I'm saying?
No, bloody. He gonna save the day. Crytek gonna save us. All 25 dudes
I
gonna
didn't say they
save
were going to
us.
save us. I said Microsoft
The
going to
hell out of
save
here.
them, damn
Get
it.
your ass out of here.
Oh my
You
god.
gun ho for anything Microsoft do. You are the most super deluxe bias queen I know.
Did you
I'm
call
a
him a queen?
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
You call him a
I'm
queen?
biased now.
Oh, Lobo tonight.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
I'm
me
playing
being
bl-
positive and looking at the good
Yo,
side made me a queen.
Yo, listen.
Damn.
Everything is not positive. You got to go where the company's at today,
Okay.
not yesteryear.
Okay, but still,
That's what
all right.
my point.
Okay.
God damn it.
Oh wow, you've been really defensive tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm on my light skin BS tonight.
You know what? What it
Oh, man, you
sounds
just hate Crytek.
what it sounds like is that when you over here throwing shade at me about the pants off, dance off, look like your old lady need to go ahead and break you off a little bit.
Oh,
You know what? We might have to get that popping. Release some of this stress.
I'm just saying. I'm saying.
Nah,
you
but
need
for
some
real, like I love
stress release.
Crytek. I'm mad that they fell apart, but I can't. I'm not gonna
Because their
co-sign
boss
nothing
was
I
a
don't believe in.
dick.
Exactly. That's what I said in the beginning. He bragged about a PC can't run the first game. I was like, that's not a good thing to say. Like
Okay.
that's stupid.
All right. Let's get we got two
Next
more.
two topics.
All
My
right.
bad.
Sega. All
yes.
right.
It's mine. It's mine.
Whoa. FC.
Yeah,
man, you
somebody's
crazy,
botting
Buffalo.
and Bloody's about to have an orgasm.
You damn right I am.
That's why, Bloody, I'm gonna go to you first. All right, so
Yeah,
check it
please
out. All right, okay, and then I'm going to operations because this is Bloody's and operations department.
Yes.
Right here. Okay, Sega just came out with a release right now, and the reports is that it's not looking good for their financials. It's going down. Games that they have been just having exclusively on the no name console is not it fared well in certain categories, but in others it did not. So now they're talking about actually changing their thought process and actually starting to put games, sending games to other entities, which, as we was already hearing the rumors about Persona 5 going to the Switch, and maybe now that we'll start seeing Yakuza and Persona and other games of other games that has not been over, that hasn't been ported over to even PC and everywhere else, might be going everywhere. They want to hit that bottom line, and I think the best way to do it is to do it. So, Bloody, break it down for us. Let us understand what you thought about this article, because there was 2 of them. And do you think that there's a possibility that Yakuza and Persona and other Sega IPs can be coming to the Xbox, PC, and Switch?
All right. So to break down first is that they were stating that over the past bit, while they were making money year over year, they did make a 5.6% increase on their profit. Overall, their investment was down 17 million by putting into new IPs. So right now, they said that right now they're not going to work on any new digital titles for the time being, especially with the fact that a lot of those titles were going exclusively to the no-name console, which we all can already assume we all know what it is. But that is what it is. Now, with them saying that that is not bringing the revenue that they need to support those, they're going to continue focusing
Surprise.
Right? Exactly. They talk all that smack, but they don't do shit. Anyways, right now they're going to refocus on building up the IPs that they currently have running and focusing on all those existing franchises, as well as focusing on becoming a more prominent multi-platform company and moving some of those existing franchises to those other platforms to help, one, increase the community around those franchises, as well as also a way to bring in more revenue that can help to recoup some of that lost investment and help them to be able to support things going forward. Now, this is a good thing because of the fact that the biggest aspect is we've already seen Sega slowly make that transition to open up to more platforms. Look at the Yakuza games. First, those were strictly PlayStation, which recently we started seeing some of those appear on PC through Steam. And of course, we saw them bringing back some of their old games, such as recently remaking Tales of Vesperia and bringing that multi-platform, because originally that was only on the 360, was remade now on the X, and for the first time it's on Switch and PS4, as well as them bringing over the Valkyria Chronicles series, which is another big standing turn-based tactical shooter. Now, with them truly focusing, we're going to be able to see some of those other series and within those franchises possibly come over to the Switch as well as to the Xbox more prominently. However, that also includes a lot of those games that were currently with Atlas, because that's where Persona, the Shin Megami Tensei, Catherine, and a lot of those games come from, because those are going directly through Atlas, which is a subsidiary company of Sega. So now with them opening that floodgate, there's a lot more potential for some of Sega's subsidiary companies to bring over those games, like the Yakuza. That's done by Ryuga Gotoku or Like a Dragon Studios, who've already prominently in the past stating they would love to port the franchise over to Xbox. If anyone looks back, that was earlier this year, back in January, they made that interview, but Sega said that they currently have no plans. Now, with them saying that they need to refocus, we may see that tone change a little bit, with the devs and the studio already saying they would like to bring that over.
Weird concept that not having your game as an exclusive will actually sell more copies. Bizarre.
I know, right?
I know. What is this Western philosophy they're talking about? Some weird shit, man.
Oh,
go ahead, operations. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be a little bit more harsh with them. Until I see the manifestation of these words, I don't give a shit what they say at this point, because they tend to be a little flip floppy. Until they drop the xenophobia bullcrap they've been rolling for decades.
Well,
I can't support it.
I mean, right now they kind of have to, because of the fact that Sony, being their big sister company there in Japan, be like, hey, guess what?
Censorship.
Sony with that censorship for the win, baby. They fucking up over there, so they're just like, shit, we can't even trust on our own people. Let's go somewhere else right now.
It's sad. It took them getting a hit in their money. Like, you know what? let's make some more money now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but hey, sometimes that's how you get that bottom line out. Sometimes you gotta
Right.
hit that wallet, and people just be like, "Oh shit." And I mean, to be fair, let's look at those series, right? We all talk about how Yakuza has been a big exclusive for PlayStation. I have all the Yakuza games. I won't even lie about that. I have all of them. But the thing is, right? That series is not a big seller. It has its dedicated fan base, but that's thanks to Atlas or Like a Dragon Studio
hardcore
having
fan
such,
base.
it has a very strong hardcore
Like
fan
Dark
base.
Souls.
Yeah. But now we're gonna see if they have the ability to be able to hit more platforms and be able to bridge that. And right now we've seen that Like Dragon Studios is able to really expand themselves because of the fact that they have Judgment coming out, which is another game of that universe, as well as what they released earlier this year with
That's
the
another
Fist of the North
hardcore
Star.
game.
Yep. But they also had the Fist of the North Star game, which was a really enjoyable game, especially set in
That
an
game
anime
is
universe.
garbage.
I'm waiting to
Hey.
get it on sale.
I bought that game brand new. I don't even care. That was
going to
$40
get it brand new, but then
That game is garbage.
I like the hell out of it.
I think I would.
It's over the top. It's not what you wanted. It's exactly what I knew it was going to be.
I was watching Fist of the North Star when you was looking out the exit out your father's nuts. Don't tell me about
Hey,
no
whoa,
goddamn
whoa,
Fist of the North
whoa.
Star.
I know. Hey,
Don't
I
tell me
know
about no
about
Fist of the North
Hey,
Star.
have you,
Stop
I
it.
know about that Fist of the North Star.
I'm one of the people that like Jump Force because I seen all my old anime when I was a teenager and you wasn't in existence. Be
Hey,
on the
it don't
same
matter.
fight
It don't
plane.
matter if I was in existence or
You
not. I still
wasn't.
know about that. I still
Lemon,
know
you going
about
back
that.
and forth tonight. One minute you want criticism, the next minute you don't. What's going on, man?
Yo,
Nah.
listen, I like Jump Force.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I do. I don't see how people who like anime can't like Jump Force. It's bringing different generations of people in the same game, and they done right.
It's because the reason that it has that issue is because of the fact that not because of the fact that people aren't happy about the anime characters in it. It's definitely a fan service based game.
I
It's
own
because
the
of people.
whole series of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
I listen as the anime king here. This is
No,
my
you
expertise.
the queen. I'm king. I'm bigger than you. I'm taller than you, and I look better than you.
Ow.
We just give you that title because you can pronounce all that Japanese shit by name.
Okay. All right. So
Man, Lemon's venting tonight.
Let's move on.
No.
Okay, hold on,
I'm sorry. I'm
gentlemen.
sorry.
Let's move on.
I'm sorry,
All
King
right.
Mega.
So
You guys, you talk about his bike.
yeah, FC, go ahead. What do you think?
I think this is great news because I mean I play those games as well, Yakuza as well, and I played Persona. I ain't really like it, but the fact is, I think it's that we're overlooking. You're stupid, man. That we're overlooking is this. I mean, the Sega games, those games are usually bona fide default exclusive for Sony, and the fact that if they're gonna go more multi-platform, that's just one less reason or one less exclusives for the PlayStation. Somebody in the chat already, I think Farscape said. I'm playing Valkyrie 4 right now on Xbox. Bring other Sega game. Yeah, bring other Sega games to Xbox, and all the primary reason for me to own a PlayStation is gone. And there's some people like that. So
yep.
That's that right there is the key
And
thing for me.
I supported that game too. I bought that collector's edition day one because I'm all about supporting the Japanese.
I'll support them. They support me.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, we all. I mean, I think pretty much everybody on this panel. I don't know about Shady and 100, but
yeah, I got Yakuza 0 as well. I'm trying to beat that.
You know what? I do. I got it. That was what I was going to say before I go to Shady. Was that I bought Yakuza and I was playing it, and it shows on my Xbox like it was on it was an Xbox game. I got hit up like about 12 people like, yo, Mega, when did this come out? And I'm like, no, man, I'm playing it on my PC. Oh shit, man!
Yeah,
I thought it was I swear it was about like 12 people that hit me up and excited as hell. They were like, "I'm buying it right now." So yeah, Sega, you missing the point. Shady, what are your thoughts about this?
Thank you.
I think it's a good move just because anyone that's followed me or listened to anything I have to say over the last year that I've been doing this podcasting thing is I'm not a fan of just exclusives, man. It limits the options to a customer because the business is making more money in the process, I guess. But it doesn't do nothing for me. So I don't champion exclusivity, and it's nice to see Sega coming out and saying, hey, look, we're going to be bringing our games to, the gamers, basically, not just to one brand versus another. I like to see that. I know a lot of people constantly throw around like, hey, the Japanese only fuck with the Japanese. That's like a polite way of just being racist. Really?
Well,
Like,
to be fair,
It's
that is
not
true.
a good thing.
It's
That's
a
what they do.
cultural thing, and I've
It's a
mentioned
That's
cultural
that.
fine.
thing,
And
right.
why is it
No,
like
no,
that culture gets away with it, but every other culture on the planet
I
is
have to agree with
like
Shay.
just
Right.
demonized
Right.
if you're
Right.
not.
No.
Let him
I'm
finish.
saying,
Let him finish,
yeah,
buddy.
no,
Let him
no.
finish.
Bloody.
What I'm
Let
saying-
the
no,
man make
I'm
the
saying,
point.
what I know what he's trying to say. I was just trying to clarify. I'm
We
saying,
got
yes.
one more topic. You
Yeah,
already said
like
what
whatever
you
the
got to say,
reasoning
man.
is, Japan tends to only fuck with Japan, and
Yes,
that
they
in
do.
today's market, today's modern world, that's not the best way of doing
No, you're
business,
absolutely right.
especially. So I'm glad that they were
Bloody,
evolving
we got
and
one more
coming
topic.
along.
I'm trying to agree here. I'm just,
I
You
got it,
agree.
but you don't.
We
let-
know
let
you
him
agree,
finish.
so you don't need to say nothing
Wait a
else.
minute.
I'm
We
gonna
haven't
stop.
had a Sega seat in a long time,
Yes.
K-Mega.
What?
Yeah. Like I'm not the biggest Sega fan in the world. I don't play many big time Japanese games like the Yakuza and stuff. I'll play Monster Hunter, I'll play Dead Island or Dead Rising story, stuff like that. Like I'm just not huge onto the Japanese games. I'm glad they were around in the 80s to pick the carcass that was the video game industry up and really build it up. But it's not the 80s and 90s anymore. We don't need to rely on Japan to make the video games what they are today anymore. Like I think a lot of the popularity of Japanese games is rose-tinted glasses. It's nostalgia. It's the games that we grew up playing, but they really haven't evolved, in my mind anyways, along with the rest of the world in gaming. They need to come a long way. Some games have started to do it, but a lot of games, man, their voice acting, their cutscenes, even the graphics, a lot of it is just dated.
Their online is
anyway.
dated.
Like, it is. Like they got a lot of ways to go.
Dated.
So I'm glad Sega's evolving. I'm glad they're going to put their games on other platforms as opposed to just one. It's a good business move. It's a nice thing to see. I don't want to see Sega go the way of the dinosaur. I didn't grow up a Sega kid, but I had a Genesis as well as my Super Nintendo. I enjoyed it. I'm just not super huge on them. So, whatever does come, I'll give it a look. I'll see what it is, but I'm not salivating over any of it myself. Like I'm not losing my mind over here. But it's a good move for them.
There's only 2 developers over there that were succeeding late 90s into the 2000s. That was Dale Kojima.
There was a lot more than that, but we're gonna move
No,
on.
hold on.
Lemon, I'm saying the same thing like I said to Bloody. We got
But
to
I
move,
ain't get a chance to
we
talk on the
got to
subject.
move on, bro. I got to talk to other people to see if they want to talk about it. Still.
Oh, my bad. All right.
All right.
I said all right.
All right. Anybody else want to touch this?
Nope.
Okay.
I was trying to touch it. You just told me no.
Go ahead, Lemon. Go ahead. I'm just saying, man. I'm like, damn. I mean,
no, because I didn't say anything. I was
devs,
quiet.
man.
But listen. I'm happy to see them go this route. It's like games like Yakuza. It's still a hardcore crowd, even on the PlayStation. It's not a multi-million seller like 10, 12 million. It's not one of those games, but it's another option for players to be able to play. And for them not to put a game like that on other consoles, and you're a third-party developer, it's not even like you're getting special deals with Sony. You're just not putting it on other platforms. I don't understand that. When you're a business, you want to. It's like somebody comes out with the newest cell phone. You don't want to go on AT&T. You want to go on AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, Boost Mobile. You want your product out there. And it's about time that they picked it up and it's going to give other fans, for people who can have multiple consoles, an option to get these games. Because Yakuza is a tough game, man. But it's also a hardcore market. But it's still an option for other gamers to play. That's it.
I mean, the developer made Yakuza for Japanese males. Like, you literally said that.
It's a mafia game, pretty much.
Well, Japanese mafia, but yeah.
Right. It's a Japanese mafia game, and we all buy mob games.
True. No, I'm just saying, like, you made it for that audience. Like, you literally said,
Right.
I made it for the Japanese dudes.
but it is.
But they're not buying it
though.
anymore. So
It is different. Anyway, all right. Let's get on to the last topic and let's get the hell out of here. Yes, and somebody did in the chat ask, did Sega own Relic Entertainment? And they do. Back in 2004,
Really?
Sega got it. So this is very interesting.
yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. Yeah.
Well,
Just buy them from Sega.
Well, this is why I do think that
true.
Relic is coming, because of the fact that Age of Empires, Xbox really wants that game. I want
Xbox,
that game. Microsoft wants that. So there could be a whole bunch of possibilities here. Maybe Xbox is buying some IPs from Sega. Maybe that whole thing that we heard last year that was supposed to be coming at E3 was about with a Vanquished. Things like that.
Vanquish is my game, man.
Vanquish, whatever. I do think, and Bloody did hit a point on this on Twitter about Ninja Gaiden, because normally when they do Game Pass games like in a big bulk like that, there is usually an announcement, just like they did with Splinter Cell. Like everybody knows that there's a Splinter Cell coming, but Xbox got all those games in Game Pass and got those back. Well, I should say Game Pass, but backwards compat and
X enhanced,
right, and enhanced and all that, which means that they'll probably be the ones that's going to have the marketing rights for that game. So I do think that
Hopefully.
that Ninja Gaiden is going to probably pop up somewhere down the line, and then whatever, and there'll probably be some kind of negotiation with Sega. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I think it'll be the same with Ninja Gaiden because, that dude left, man. I can't think of his name.
Yeah,
Your Bloody, what's his name?
Yeah, Bloody, what's his name? Bloody muted us.
No, he didn't. He did.
Yeah, he muted.
He's muted.
Oh, he on break.
He couldn't control himself.
He's yelling into the muted mic right now. He had to let her know.
All right, cool. Let's go to the last topic and get out of here. All right, so basically, oh shit, what was the last? Oh yeah, innovative games. Now, we've been hearing this, and we're going back to one of the original things that we've heard over and over again of what's Xbox brings through innovative games compared to what Sony has done for the last 2 years. But their energy was not the same when Xbox was bringing innovative games in the beginning of the generation, when PlayStation was living off of indies. But it is a fair question. But
all right, sorry about that.
Oh, okay, cool.
My computer froze up.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you was in your feelings for us.
Nah. if I got in my feelings over that, then
I know I would have to talk to Baby Bot. I was going to say, Liz.
Now
he'd have to reapply the eyeliner if he got in his feelings.
Listen, if you do that, I'm gonna go to the women's section and make sure I buy you a whole eyeliner.
All right.
Collection.
See, I'm gonna buy you some. Maybe it's Maybelline, if that's what you need.
Oh, that was a good one, Mega.
Let me stop. Okay, but anyway, the question that I have though, and this is just anybody jumps in and y'all can just have a discussion about it, and then we can get out of here. But where does that stand? Because even though there's games out there that's not quote unquote AAA or the big budget games like God of War, but you have games like Thieves that's very original. You have State of Decay, you have Crackdown, you have Ori and the Blind Forest, you have Cuphead, you have everything that PlayStation gets, what Nintendo does, Drive Club. You have all these other games. So I need to have a breakdown of what is this whole notion of where gamers' logic is with the whole innovative game. And I'm going to start off with, I guess,
innovation has it's slowed, if you will, compared to last gen. Like the 360, PS3 gen, we saw huge innovation because the power jump from the Xbox original and PlayStation 2 was huge. And these developers were able to do so many more things with the games that they were never able to do since gaming existed. And now that the power jump from to the 360 and PS3 gen to this current one was also really, really big, but most of that power is just going to the same games that we played, but they look better, they're bigger, there's more detail in it, they play smoother, that type of stuff. But the AI is generally almost exactly the same as last gen. We're still running through corridors or playing the same Far Cry open world-esque game, same type of Assassin's Creed. So I think the innovation as far as individual games is lacking, but there is still innovation within games. You can look at just the battle royale genre altogether as innovation in the multiplayer space. I think Anthem innovated combat with the way that you can fly around, fight in the sky, land, fight down there, up and down. It's very smooth. It plays fantastic. I can't think of another game that's doing that. Hellblade innovated on the way that Dolby Atmos with the nice pair of headphones could be used and implemented in games. So I feel it's right. Like I think there is innovation in gaming still. It's just not as monstrous as it was. I think we're going to see more of it coming next gen when there is just that much more power that we can start to see some of it start to get actually allocated for better AI algorithms and scripting and just truly interactive, detailed worlds. A lot of our worlds look amazing, but they're not truly interactive yet. And I think that that's coming. So I think the innovation is there. It's just not as in your face as it was.
You don't think Red Dead?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was. I think Red Dead was mass. It
the
was
only one.
interactive, and like its
True.
animations were innovative. Its voice acting and stuff is innovative, but it's
Grand
not
Theft Auto
quite
5 also.
as in your face as it used to be. Where some came out and you were like, "My God, we've never seen anything like this." It's a little bit less of that, but it's hard to say something like Cyberpunk 2077 isn't going to have some form of actual innovations, gameplay wise, storytelling wise. I think the game is going to be littered with innovations, but you kind of have to. It doesn't. It sort of sounds bad, but you have to look for them a little bit more than you used to. And I think you have to be a long-term, hardcore, dedicated gamer to pick up on a lot of it. If you're a very casual gamer just getting into it, you're not going to notice what wasn't missing or what was missing in the past that is there now. So if you have a long history, a big resume on gaming, I think you're more likely to see the innovation that still happens versus a little bit more casual of a gamer or someone who's new that just doesn't know how good it is now compared to the past.
Well, I think, man, I think this generation has been more of a business model, and they're taking the
Yeah,
creativity away
Facts.
from the developer.
that's
Because
happened.
when the developer try to reach like say a happy few, right? That game could have been amazing, but then when they saw where it was going, they put it in preview, they backed them up. The Hello Neighbor game, they did the same thing. It's like when these developers try to do creative things, no, it's like rappers. When DMX is on fire, Def Jam would say, "We got DMX." So you'll have Sony saying, "We need a DMX." You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. You need some of these developers to go out here and be able to create. That's why where Sony is doing something different with their studios, they kind of guide their studios in the right in the same direction, and we see the same type of games. Whereas when Phil bought these studios, he said we're not taking away from their creativity. We want them to create different games. We want them to put their visions in the games, so we have a variety of different games. Everybody look at a Sony game and go, "Yeah, Days Gone, Last of Us, that's goddamn Uncharted with different stories. I don't want that." Now, a PlayStation person may be used to that, but what I'm saying is, I think they're taking the creativity, the experimental situation out of the developer's hands. And nope, we need a DMX. Give us a DMX. We don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Halo will always be Halo, and Gears will be Gears. They never cross the two. Microsoft will let them be their own entity. They don't make them be like Call of Duty. You know, they don't make them be like anything else but the
Halo
genre
4 was
they
like that.
into. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's this generation, it was less risk taken. All the risk was taken by indie developers.
Yeah, there was
All
less
of it.
risk and everything became monetized. All of a sudden, all of
Right.
our cosmetics were like, but how much can we charge? Instead of just letting us have
Right.
eight different looks for our javelins and Anthem, they know that every look they make has to have a real world dollar
But you know what?
value associated with it. And in ways, it's really ruined a lot of what was fun in
Yes, it
gaming.
did. That's why I commend games like Overwatch. They didn't care. We're not making a mobile game. We're gonna have every character do something different, and you're gonna buy cosmetic stuff if you choose to. Apex went down the same road. PUBG, same road. We're gonna do what we want to do, and you're gonna like it. And then Fortnite followed that and said, we're gonna make PUBG, but in an arcade environment. Pull out your you know, those are the guys that risked it. But we also looking at, except PUBG company, Bluehole, everybody else, those that's the only company that risked something. You know what I'm saying? But Epic, they said, "Oh, we got money, we could do this." You know what I'm saying? Respawn, we have money, we could do this. Black Ops 4.
Well,
We're
now
not putting a campaign.
Respawn risked it. Respawn
No, they
risked
risked,
it.
but they have the
risked.
money. They have the money
No,
though.
they got financial backing from Microsoft.
No,
I mean that.
no. You mean from EA?
Titanfall wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Microsoft.
Oh no question. But I'm saying, but they have the money. Bluehole didn't have no money. PlayerUnknown started from scratch. But you know, that's what I'm saying. Like the companies that have the money can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, Ubisoft said with Assassin's Creed, a couple last Assassin's Creed didn't do well. We skipping 2 years, and they brought out Odyssey.
Origin.
I mean Origins. They a company dudes can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a big company to say yeah, because they still got to pay these. Remember, the devs got families. They got medical plans. The average smaller developer cannot do that. They cannot take the risk. They got to go where the money's at. They got to follow suit. Whereas Ubisoft said, you know what, we're going to take 2 years off, and this is what we're going to do. And now they're back full steam ahead. Everybody can't do that, K-Mega. They just can't. And the risk value in terms of profit and where they need to go with the titles, everybody tried to play it safe this generation. Everybody.
Okay.
That's bad. There's no
I
creativity.
think we saw the first realistic form of video games in VR. I mean, we're all of old enough age. We know what the Lawnmower Man is, the Virtual Boy, and stuff like that from Nintendo back in the day. Like, VR has been such a pipe dream for my entire life of gaming. Whereas today, it's actually a workable, functioning, fun thing. Like, it's a real, it's cool. So I think there's a lot of innovation to be had there, and still to be had in that aspect, and still with articulated reality as well. Like, when you're walking around outside or in your house, like Pokemon Go is a terrible game. It's hard to even call it a game, but it exploded into the like zeitgeist of our culture, and people were walking around outside playing a video game, for lack of a better term. They really were. So I think there's a lot of innovation still to come, really. Like, we're not stagnant, I don't think, at all.
I just don't want it to be a financial thing. Everything can't be about your pocket.
I don't know if anybody else want to touch on this?
Yeah.
Go ahead, FC.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You're breaking up. You're botting again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
There we go.
Yeah, stupid ass mixer I got. I didn't hear everybody's thing, but I think Lemon made a lot of good points, and so did So Shady. This generation, obviously, I mean, the video game business or genre or what we do, it's a business, so obviously they focus a lot on the business model, and Sony definitely milked their products like Xbox did last gen. So, like, you know, a good point about not taking risks is Days Gone being denied co-op, you know, things like that.
Right.
And indie developers are the ones taking the risk because they can't compete with the AAA model, so they got to do something different, right? So I feel like the risk to the money situation is not as I would like it to be. I think devs need to take more risks. And I feel like hopefully next generation that's the case. And I kind of like how Microsoft's kind of doing it, because not all their studios do the same thing. You know what I mean? Every studio that they acquired have their own kind of specialty. So
one could even say Microsoft has been innovative in the way that they're selling their games and having access to them with like Game Pass, the upcoming xCloud. Like, that's some innovation in just the way games are accessed.
That in itself is innovation. But I mean, I still don't see the innovation in gaming enough, like where it was last gen. There's nothing that like to me, gaming wise, I didn't have as much fun this generation as I did last gen. I don't know if it was because I got older or what, but I feel like no game really holds.
No, you're right on the head.
I disagree. I felt like that last gen compared to this gen. Yeah, well, it's more so. I worked a lot.
That's probably why, man. You missed out on a lot of gems.
And I was almost getting, and I was getting and that's why I'm so excited about backwards capability, even with the PlayStation as well. So it's like, to me, it's like I missed out on a lot of potential because I work so much, and I had that motion, and I think that feeling, like I think every gamer has gone through at one point in time, if you've been gaming for 40 years, that fatigue where you kind of like, man, am I a little bit over this now? Or that everything is just kind of not fun to me right now. And with this generation, it's been absolutely just a breath of fresh air, because I haven't been working like I was, like I was last gen. And on top of that, I've experienced games. I've experienced the online atmosphere a lot more deeper than I've ever have in my whole time since I've been gaming. So I feel different. I totally agree, because I mean, I remember when me and All Day had this conversation, and he was saying he was burnt out on online games.
Yeah,
because he's been doing it ever since it came out, when it was a hot commodity.
Last gen,
and he was more back on that single player, when that's really all I was on, was single player games.
Shit, I'm all on multiplayer.
And I was on couch co-op. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing.
Let me ask you a question. You don't think this generation? You don't
Like,
think
what-
this
yeah, go ahead.
generation is just full of fucking remasters all day?
No,
I call this the remaster gen.
I don't.
Everything they did was
That's
remastered.
true.
Even
I
on the
agree with
Switch.
Lemon.
I disagree.
The Switch was all remasters from Wii U.
It's a lot of remasters, but I disagree.
It's
on
a
the fact
ton of
that
them.
Everything is that just remastered.
We got more
ask you this.
remasters. Hold on. We have
Go ahead.
more remasters than original IPs this generation.
Oh
That's
no,
a fact.
hell no! I don't agree with that. I don't agree
Really?
with that at all. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Go ahead.
We do
FC.
know that type of thing will have to go away because of the whole forward compatibility thing. Like,
Right,
you really
right.
think Sony's going to sell
listen.
Last of Us 2 for PS4 and then
No, they
sell
can't.
one for
I
the
can name
PS5,
10
or is
remasters
your version
in
on
1 year.
PS4 just going to upgrade itself?
I can name 10 remasters in 1 year compared to every original IP we had this generation.
Oh no!
In
no,
1
no,
year.
hell no! Because
You're bugging.
No, you're bugging because of the fact. Just think about the God of Wars that you got on the PlayStation 3. All those God of Wars and the PSP versions.
No, listen to what I said.
No,
K-Mega.
I heard
you
what
may
you
be
said. I heard what
you
you
might be
said.
misunderstanding me.
No,
Like
I
new,
heard what
brand
you
new
said.
IP
I
like
said
Bioshock,
we got
Mass
more
Effect.
remasters
That's
this
what I'm talking
generation
about. Last gen,
than
man.
original IPs this generation. That's what I said.
No, we had a lot of new IPs this generation.
Not compared to remasters.
No,
Not more than last
disagree
gen.
with that. I disagree with that. I disagree. Now there were more IPs.
There was more IPs last gen.
There were more
Are we counting
IPs
indies
last
in this
gen
discussion or no?
because it was 10 years. We talking about 10 years. There was a
Yeah.
10 years. Like,
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's 10 years. So of course, but this generation is only going 5, and it was all in both consoles were lacking in the department of bringing anything to the table except for
original.
Well, I shouldn't say that because that's a lie. Because Xbox brought Killer Instinct, brought Rise, brought Sunset Overdrive, brought Dragon Dragon Dragoon or whatever the hell that shit's called. It wasn't that good, but whatever.
Panzer Dragoon.
Loco Cycle, yeah. And
Man,
PlayStation
wasn't better
brought
than
back-
Mass Effect,
Yeah.
Bioshock. You know what I mean? All those type of games, man. They had
That's
the
not
same
original
impact.
IPs.
Classics.
Well,
But
no,
Bioshock?
Bioshock, but
It was based off of System Shock. It was semi-original.
System, yeah.
Right, yeah, System Shock. But I'm saying, yeah, that the last generation had was a lot longer, and yes, they brought more, but there were more new IPs that came out this generation than remasters.
I think so too. I'm with you on that. I think
they remastered every Resident Evil. They remastered every Wii U game.
They
remastered the whole Dark series. The whole Dark Stalker series. You want me to keep going?
As far as Wii U games, they didn't necessarily remaster. They ported them to the Switch.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't count the Nintendo.
They remastered the Resident Evils. They remastered.
I mean, there was like Last of Us. There was Uncharted, the Halo Master Chief Collection, the Gears of War remake. They do exist. There's a lot, but there's a decent amount of new IP, man.
I think Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can't think.
Come on. Those are all remasters.
You got Shadows of Mordor, the Forza Horizon series,
Rise and Sunset Overdrive,
original IPs.
Quantum Break.
Okay, those
Break. I mean,
Wait, so are we counting indies in this discussion? Because they were.
I would say a bigger indie, not the ghetto indie, but like a big indie, big time indie. Why not?
Yeah, and these are bigger this generation. I feel.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, I wanted to see more new IPs. I see more remasters every holiday season.
No.
You got Crackdown remaster. You got Ratchet and Clank remaster. You got what's the other one?
There's been a lot of
but it's a remaster. It's not a remake. That was a remaster. Resident Evil
Ratchet and Clank 2016.
Resident Evil 2 is the only remake we had. Everything else was
Ratchet and Clank
remaster.
2016. That's a remake.
That was a remake.
It's a remaster.
It was remake. It's a different plot.
Yeah.
They took the original mask.
That game. Yeah, that was the first PlayStation game I beat. Yeah, that game was different.
Oh, okay. I own that too, but I didn't know it was a remake. My bad.
It was a remake. Yeah.
Okay.
I beat it 3 times. Yeah, that thing's it's a remake.
Yeah.
It's definitely a remake.
I'm not disagreeing that they brought a lot of remasters. PlayStation overdid it.
Onslaught. No. PlayStation said nobody want to play old shit, but they remastered everything.
Well, they did. PlayStation. Because they recouped all of their they recouped all these other gamers that came over and switched over to the PlayStation, and none of those
said nobody wants to play old
Xbox
stuff, but they
fans,
reselling remasters.
None of those Xbox fans knew anything about The Last of Us. That's why it trips me out when everybody talks about how long the development was for Crackdown 3 or for State of Decay or Quantum Break or any Xbox game when we haven't had a new iteration of The Last of Us for damn near a decade. Get the fuck out of here.
But you know what? The Last of Us 2 came out. It didn't sell crazy. Last of Us 2 is not a big seller.
Well, you mean The Last of Us?
Yeah. I mean, excuse me.
See,
The Last of Us. No. Listen to me. The Last of Us is not a big seller. I'm into Last of Us.
It wasn't maybe.
It was okay.
But I don't. But I mean, it done well now.
It's not one of those. Yeah, it's not one of those.
Last of Us should not have come out
so
like that. It was not made for last gen consoles.
Yeah, no, I just the main point is that I totally disagree.
And Last of Us sell like 20 mil.
I think it's
like 12 million counting the original on PS3 and the remaster on PS4.
It's
around that number.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's
I'm enjoying gaming.
Playing that's considered as a sell.
Yeah, I'm enjoying gaming a hell of a lot more now. It takes me back to my Dreamcast day.
But you had more time to play back then.
Dreamcast, early Xbox, PlayStation 2 era. That was one of my favorite times ever in gaming, and I'm back to that point. So yeah, no, the remasters, all that bullshit. No, I mean, I can feel other. I'm not trying to speak for anybody else, but
microtransactions ruined this generation.
Yeah,
they certainly were.
Well, microtransactions is an option.
They ruined this generation, in my opinion.
But it's an option. You don't have to.
All right. Anybody else want to touch or elaborate on this so we can get out of here?
I want to say that other than everything else that's been mentioned, that Battle Royales ruined this generation.
What?
Stop it.
I don't think it has. I think there's
no, it didn't. Battle Royale is another multiplayer mode. That's a multiplayer mode.
Hang on. Let me give my goddamn opinion.
Let him have his opinion. Let him have his opinion.
I honestly think that the Battle Royale craze got ridiculous to the point where it's overplayed out. After the first two
How
games,
can something be overplayed and people enjoying it?
It did cool. Epic actually did something different when they would try doing Fortnite. Everyone following suit that every fucking game all had to do a Battle Royale got played out because of the fact that they were not doing anything significantly different.
I don't know, Blaine. Every game has deathmatch. It's still my favorite mode, man.
Exactly. It's a different game mode. It's really not a genre. It's a game mode.
Not when every game is trying to do a standalone with it. Fucking everyone is trying to hop on the Battle Royale train. It's what happened.
It's the Prince money. That's all.
It's what happened last generation.
You're mad that it's the Pac-Man of this generation.
Okay, let Bloody finish.
Pac-Man this generation, Horde mode last generation. Everyone tried to copy, but not everyone could capture the essence, and it got played out after the 12th fucking game that did it.
There's never enough Horde modes, man. Never enough.
Exactly.
I love Horde modes actually, but
I love it.
But I'm not. But Bloody, I'm with you because I'm with you on this one. But
y'all don't play it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Battle Royale. I just not. I mean, as much as I love Battlefield, I have not touched the Battle Royale mode on Battlefield.
Firestorm? That's what it's called.
I haven't done it.
I think Battle Royale has affected people's stream content more than anything. Actual game streamers are forced to play Battle Royale. So if you don't like watching it, man, it's hard to find big popular streamers that aren't playing Battle Royale. That's where the money is for them. So
can attest to this is that there's a person out here that wants people to go for money. If you like Battle Royale, they'll come out there and they'll say, look, well, I'll pay you this much money for you to make Battle Royale videos.
Yep.
So I'm like, bro, I can't do it. I'm not into it. I can't stand it. Now, any other game, like, how about you do that with fighting games? No, we kind of want Apex.
I think with fighting games, it's because that's actually on an esports level.
That's where the money at.
It is. That's where the money's at. But it's not my cup of tea. I can't stand it.
It's not for but no generations for everybody.
I can't say I can't stand it. I'll play it with friends, but I
guarantee you play that Battlefield with me. You'll love it.
I ain't gonna.
Because you're a Battlefield player. You're a Battlefield player.
But I'd rather just
and
play
it doesn't feel like the rest of them. It's like Apex. Apex don't feel like goddamn Fortnite.
But it's still boring to me. I'm still not interested in it.
Really? Not.
Yeah, I tried it. I was like, well, you know what? Hey, let me go ahead and try it. I played like 10, 12 matches, and it's just not I don't know. It's just something about battle royale. This is not my cup of tea. So
Right.
Yeah, nothing
They
wrong
get
with
my
that.
pulse pounding in that. When you're in that top 10 situation, man, my heart rate goes like no other game mode, really. I'm just like, okay, this is doing something to my body that no other game is doing,
I
and
feel
I
that way
like
with
the feeling.
fighters.
It's a good feel. Like,
Yeah.
For me, is that and
That's-
Gears.
Fighters,
everybody got their
when you're-
thing.
especially when it's tied up and you're down to that last bit of health and you're trying to fight them off.
Right.
Defend yourself. That's more intense.
To me,
The
that- I
thing,
mean,
the
that-
thing
yeah.
that
Can't say
makes
it's more
the
intense.
things that
Everybody
make
Alright,
battle
guys.
royale is the fact
Baby.
that it's that quiet
All
in
right,
between.
all right. Let's wrap it up. It's 11:30. This is 11:35. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, man. It's been awesome. So we're gonna do our sign outs.
Super fast.
Yeah. So we're also gonna do our fail of the week. I know. So Shady, I'm pretty sure you did a fail of the week. FC, I know you haven't done one yet. So it's anything. It doesn't matter. It could be politics. It could be anything. It could be some shit going on in your house. It don't matter. Whatever. But we do a fail of the week every week, every time that we do a show. So FC, tell them again where can they find you at, and give us your fail of the week.
All right, yes, sir. You can find me on FC Space Violent on Twitter, on PlayStation, on Xbox, and on YouTube. Definitely, if you like my content, definitely subscribe. And my fail of the week is when, I don't know if you know, J Dubs, when he said that Days Gone was going to be a 92 and it scored.
Disrespectful.
And I lit his ass up in multiplayer podcast. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's right. I do know that you lit his ass up in the multiplayer. He had to lick it.
Had to bend the knee. He had to bend the knee.
Had to bend the knee.
He left. He didn't get a chance to. He left.
Oh, you chasing people out of podcasts?
Oh,
You're bad.
man. He just go
Shout out
see
to J
his
Dubs.
own
Shout out to J
self.
Dubs.
Yeah. Good. All right. So Shady, where can they find you at, and what is your fail of the week?
I am so shady on Twitter at the Sesh Empire. That's one word. On Xbox, I'm so shady. That's 2 words. My fail of the week this week, just like the last time, it's got to go to the media, man, with their clickbait bullshit constantly. And I'm going to give the win of the week, that's not that it's even a thing, is both to Ed Boon and Randy Pitchford for telling them where to stick it, man. More companies need to do this. The media, as we like to call it, quote unquote media, it's got too much power and too much sway over how people view a lot of these games. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of them anymore. So they get my fail again. So that's a 2-time from the So Shady for the media, man. But yeah, thank you so much for having me here. I had a great time. I enjoyed celebrating the 100th episode. Congratulations again on that, man. I look forward to 100 more. I'll come back anytime. Just send me a message, man. I'm there for you.
Cool.
Take it easy. Thanks for listening.
I appreciate it. It won't be the last time, unless it's the last time for you. But of course, we definitely would like to have you back on.
Oh, of course, yeah, anytime, man. Nah, we definitely gonna have to do this again, man. It was fun.
Yeah, no. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the bums. 100. Are you still there? Are you alive? You might be on Xbox Live now.
No, I'm on here.
Okay, you was
Motherfuckers
extra
just
quiet.
snoring on Xbox. No, I just muted myself because I was eating.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Thank God.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, you want mad? You want Hulk Mega? Yeah.
Goddamn.
Chew in my
Mega
damn
throw
ear.
a tuba.
Chew in my damn
Hulk
ear.
Mega.
You want Hulk Mega? You chew in my damn ear.
Like you was
That lipstick macking.
last time we had an episode.
Listen. Nobody didn't hear that. That was just you trying. You was over there fishing hard. Okay, 100. Where can everybody find you at? And what was your fail of the week, bro?
Where y'all can find me at? I ain't too hard to be found. They can find me. Y'all can go find me everywhere on the interweb. I be around. All over the interweb. Fail of the week is, man, I had to quit drinking for 3 days because I got
shit.
sick.
Oh, damn. Let's see.
Got it. My tolerance is low. I can't even go through a half a day.
Tolerance. All right, man. Thank you. His tolerance is low. My main man had to stop drinking for 3 days, and he talked very intellectual today, man. He was breaking down some knowledge. So, you know what I'm saying, maybe you need to just take a week off from drinking and see how that is.
Shit.
Oh, no, I'm turning to the great. I'm gonna come. I ain't trying to be raiding around here.
Yeah, he be raiding up in here, the thunder, the elder god and shit up in here. Anyway, all right, Livewire, where can they find you at, man? What's your fail of the week?
Nah, man. You find me out on my channel, Livewire Gaming. My fail of the week is us getting our boat synced in Sea of Thieves and having to start the campaign all over again. Damn, that shit hurt.
Oof.
That shit hurt.
Y'all need me to come in there with my
Me too.
with
Me
my
too.
Obama shoes on, man. Y'all need to hop on the Republican with me.
We messed around and we was out there just. It was me, Flip, and Red. We were like, oh man, we just gonna jump on the boat and just gonna do the campaign. That was a bad idea. We ain't load our ship up with no cannonballs, no wood planks. We were like halfway through the campaign and then ran into a damn what was the shit?
Ship?
Kraken. The Kraken.
Oh, the Kraken.
We ran from the ghost ship, but then we ran into a Kraken, and then
and the Kraken is no longer lacking, baby. Where you at? Well, all right. My main man, Bloody Knuckles. What's going on with you, bro, man? Make sure that you tell everybody where to find you at, and what is your fail of the week?
Man, they can find me all over the place. They can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Of course, at Bloody Knuckles. Remember, the O's is 0, the E's is 3, and of course, it ends in a Z. And they want to make sure that they tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, to my YouTube channel, because we are going to be hosting the spoiler cast for Avengers Endgame. And woo, we got stack panel. We have Lemon, of course, coming through. We have King David. We have the PlayStation Boogie. And of course, we also have some others that are going to be coming through. Jamie Moran's supposed to be through it. Come on, it's going to be live.
And Blood, you coming on Monday?
Yeah, and I'm going to be on Monday over there with FC Violent on his channel. So you definitely want to make sure you
7 p.m. Eastern.
over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my fail of the week is that on Saturday when we hosted Smash Podcast, we thought we had another week that we were having technical difficulties because they were saying that people were saying that that it wasn't picking up the audio again, but it turns out that was not the case. We thought we were about to have another show that's going into Lost Archives because we're not going to upload another audio podcast of an hour of just me talking to myself.
Man. All right.
Get that right out.
Man.
One for the Lost Book.
Oh man, that Phantom episode, throw that shit in the bushes, man.
He said throw in the bushes. Operations.
Yo.
Man, where can they find you at? And what was your fail of the week? I already know where you're going to go with it, so you might as well let them have it.
Nah, it's going to be a different one. It's going to be a different one.
You ain't going to do it? I was looking forward to it, but okay.
All right,
do it. Light them up.
I'll do it.
Light them up.
But yeah, you can find me at Smash Podcast. Unfortunately, you can't find me there tomorrow because I got to work, unfortunately. But of course, the Avengers Spoilercast, great panel, be over there tomorrow. Please come by and check it out. It's going to be real fun. And fail of the week, bruh, man, Microsoft, man, they playing games with y'all right now. Bruh, they denied my Black Brethren Fan Fest tickets, bruh, this year. Bruh, I'm telling you, this selective racism, bruh, this shit got to stop, man. This shit got to stop, man.
He said stop giving it to the PlayStation boys.
Oh, man.
That's another thing, too, man. This discrimination, bruh, this shit got to go, man. All the shit about inclusivity at DICE, bruh, you gonna switch up on us, bruh? What the fuck, man?
Shit.
Bruh.
Damn. See, operations got a voice deep and everything. Check it out, man. Look, this thing right here was tripping me out, man. Like I said, I don't have no problem with anybody or nothing. This isn't throwing shade, but I will say this. I did find it highly, highly disrespectful when Doc Cupcake came out and was like, hey, I got my tickets, right? Well, I'm not tripping about that. But when he comes starting out, hotel prices. Hey, this is the hotel prices that you need to get. And it was like $5,000. Did y'all see that shit? Like,
what's the minimum requirements? Like, Jesus, hey, I'll chill in a cardboard box if I want to when I go to E3. Don't judge where I choose to stay. Keep that to yourself. Yeah, that's a bad look.
Like, I'm like, that was like.
I know Doc worked for Microsoft. Are they paying that?
Wait, Doc said that the hotel to get was like a $5,000 hotel.
Yes, like I'm like
keep that.
Like I'm like.
That's
okay, if you got the bankroll for that, that's all you, man. But don't tell everyone that's where they got to be at.
That's right. Don't shame anyone else when they want to
focus, man. We gotta go to bed here.
Hey, man,
you better take your ass to bed. You sound like you got a mouthful of ass in your mouth. What's going
on?
Oh
my!
Oh no!
Full of ass.
Man, Jesus, don't do that.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta go face first into the booty,
I
man.
think that's exactly what he's doing.
Rikishi
He's
style,
going
man.
like groceries or whatever, because he sounded bad. Anyway, so,
Hey, he did say that he had to go see his wife about getting that taken care of. That she needed.
yeah, I told you to get that pants off. He's been highly defensive. No, Mega, I said the flying. The sun isn't yellow or orange. Okay, all right, bro. The skies are blue. Okay. Anyway, so, that Doc Cupcake shit was crazy. Like, shout out to him that can afford $5,000 rooms, but bruh, like, okay. Anyway, so
no, I was like, we getting a room for a weekend. That's like $800.
yeah, like 800. I'm like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool at my Motel 6 because it's clean, right by the airport. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
We balling on a budget, man. Come on,
balling on a budget. I'll take my $800 room. Shit, compared to the room that when I first went to at E3 last year. Lord have mercy. Somebody else sleeping in my bed when I walked.
Bro, if you gotta pay $5K, you better be there for a month.
Oh shit! I forgot about that game, Mega.
That shit was wild, bro. That was wild. Like I'm like,
he said that the dude was all butt naked up in the bed and everything.
See, I didn't say all that because I didn't know. I didn't say it was dark, and I just seen somebody's backpack on the ground. I see somebody's backpack on the ground. And I mean on the floor, and then I was like, wait a minute, and then I walk, and I'm like, whoa! I walk a little further deeper inside, and then I start hearing, and I'm like, oh shit, somebody's in my room. What the fuck?
And then what was it like? Fuck it, went in Rome, just spoon this dude. Is that what happened?
Hell no.
Nah. When in Rome, turn your ass around and run back to the counter. Somebody's in my room.
Yeah, hey, just because I'm in LA doesn't mean I want to do that 10K winky. I went back and I talked to the lady. I said, hey, miss, somebody's in my room already? She, I forgot. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, you forgot to mention that there was some grown ass people in my room snoring in my bed.
Snoring
hard.
She was like, oh, you ain't know you sharing the room. Just tell them to move on.
No, for not how much I was paying for it. It was more than the fucking Motel 6. I mean, than the Motel 6 hotel. Yeah. And that hotel wasn't even as good as the Motel 6 down there. So
I paid for my last one.
Yeah, that shit was like over $1,000. So anyway, okay, whatever. But last but not least, 108 Dragons. 108 Dragons.
Man.
You can
like how he said it on the
First
press
of all,
like
before I tell y'all where y'all can find me, man, congratulate my brother in these comments, man. Share it out. Everybody get it done. 100 episode GRG. We ain't going no goddamn where we're going to be at E3 while your favorite YouTuber's home in his basement clickbaiting. Facts.
Well, that we didn't get no tickets.
We ain't get no. They don't got achievements.
They got achievements, or they didn't get no FanFest tickets.
You know what? You can find me at 108 Dragons TV, man. And bro, I congratulate you on your success. And I can't wait to get out there. We're going to have a ball. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be doing it up. And we're going to have those haters.
No doubt. And last but not least, yes, man, it's your man K Mega 5. Thank you so much, lady. Thank you for hanging out for the 3 damn hours. Man, you a trooper. You know what I'm saying? I wish you and Delilah was on here with us. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't think, because like FC hit me up and I was like, oh man, shit, come on to the show. And then of course, then to that, it's like, I mean, I got to hit my man Shady up. You know what I'm saying? So maybe next week, you know what I'm saying? I'll hit y'all ladies up, see if y'all got time to come on next week. It'll be great. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? So check me out tomorrow on the next podcast. I mean, I don't think I've been on for the last 2 weeks on next podcast. So it'll be good to be back with my brothers over there. And to me, harass Xbot as usual. And then Pred as well. And then I don't know if Doc Otter is going to be there, but I'm going to have my little daughter Otter noise. But because of that, man, it's been fun. It's been great. My fell of the week. Damn. Shit, this rain. Man, it's been raining like hell, man. Shit. My check next week is gonna be looking light. But you know what? Finally beat Assassin's Creed, so Odyssey. So let's go ahead and get that
And
shit
you
popping.
gonna
Yeah.
You still gonna be at E3. You still gonna be at
I'm
E3.
still gonna be at E3. I'm gonna be doing my things. Let's go. All that shit's ready to go. It's already paid and ready to go. E3's already set. You know what I'm saying? I'm just having to have some spending money. That's what I'm working
I'm gonna
on.
just be sitting in front of my computer. I'm actually thinking about upgrading this shit so I can
Upgrade it. Hey man, upgrade it.
You need to donate to your speech impairment.
Oh
so
shit.
So I can get my shit
Yeah, and
smooth 4K on my.
Yeah, I know. Y'all seeing it? You seen this gameplay? Look, you know what the other thing? You know what? I got an extra one since it's the 100th show. I got an extra fill of the week. Fuck them the person out here that's feeding the squirrels out in this motherfucker because these bastards ate through my damn internet cord. And I was over here wondering why my internet was tripping because I was dropped, right? And I was like, I don't know, maybe they're doing an update or something. Come to find out, those little bastards who ate through my internet cord. And the person was like, I don't even know how. When he came out, the cable dude came out. He's like, I don't even know how you had internet because he said they chewed it all the way down to the little wire. He's like, you shouldn't even had any. I was like, I don't know. And then I got my cable bill. Little fuckers, man, my cable bill was like $350. I was mad as hell. So check this out. I'm about to exterminate these bastards. I'm finna find them and let them know. So whoever's feeding them pecans and almonds and all that shit, I'm about to put a little bit of some of that good shit on it so they can go ahead and feed on that and have their good last meal. You know what I'm saying?
K-Meg out here killing animals.
Fuck with my internet.
Good night, everybody. Oh my God.
They about to pick it outside your house. You better be careful.
You got critters. I will
people love their animals. You better stop playing.
Anyway,
say that.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us, man. As usual, as always, man. It's been a blast. All right. Good night. Peace.
Later. Take it easy.
Okay, let's get it. Yeah, it was great.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.